Here we go. Hey, everybody. You are listening to the Total Basis podcast. I'm your host, Felipe. And with me is my good friend, Angel Morales. Angel, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, buddy?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm glad that you could join me this evening to talk some baseball. We actually had a really lengthy discussions before the show about fantasy baseball and real baseball alike. So, for those who don't know, Angel or Angel is a big Tampa Bay Rays fan, and that's your only team, right? I always get confused. That's your only team that you root for, right?
Some I think Mets fans will say that I make a lot of fun of the Mets, but I kind of have a soft spot in the heart with Carlos Beltran and Carlos Delgado and those times with Jose Reyes. Those were like one of my favorite teams ever.
Yeah.
So I kind of like always have held closely the Mets, like watch them for my National League team, but I'll if if push comes to shove, I'll always watch the race first,
Of
regardless.
course.
So.
Yeah.
And, I got my mascot here too.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm wearing my traditional Dr. Dre hat, the White Sox, all
there
black
you
with the
go.
white logo. So yeah, it has seen better days. I'm due for an upgrade on this one. I'm looking at myself in the camera. It kind of looks like I put tar on it, like the plate, like the big leaguers do. So
Yeah,
this is as close as I'm gonna be to a big leaguer, apparently. All right. Well, let's get this show on the road, man. We talked long enough before the show. I'm gonna share my screen, and today I didn't want to do anything too complicated. It's been a while since we did a recording, and Angel has been nice enough to be on the a guest tonight. And I figured, let's have some fun. Let's just instead of overcomplicating things, we're on the Fantasy Pros website. They have a thing called the Draft Simulator, Draft Wizard, or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of like a mock draft, but instead of like drafting with other people, which by the way, Angel, this is better because I saw who was available for some of these mock drafts, and the at Fantasy Pros and the rooms are empty. So we might as well just do this because we would have been having to deal with Autobots anyway. So we might as well do this
gotcha.
with the draft wizard here. And basically, this is a good way of practicing your mock drafts. You're not dealing with real people, but let's face it, when you do a mock draft, even if the room is full at 12 people and one person per slot, odds are that halfway through the mock draft, people are going to start quitting and half the league is going to go, and then eventually the majority of the league is going to go, and you're back to drafting against the computer anyway. So we'll just do it this way, and we're doing a new league this year, you and I, and it's going to be once again another two catcher league because I love two catchers. I love the two catcher leagues format. I'm a big fan of it. I love the two catcher thing so much. I might do a two tight end league for fantasy
Oh,
football. We'll see how that goes. I did hear a podcast saying, man, those people who do the two catcher leagues, man, they're not right. They're not normal. Pros and I mean, what are your thoughts on two catchers, man? Do you like it? Don't like it? What do you think?
really enjoy it. I mean, a lot of catchers now. I mean, of course, with the toll on their legs and on their bodies, it's kind of hard to catch 162 games
Yeah,
or at least 100, the first 130 games like we normally do for fantasy. So it's kind of hard for them. So it's really nice to have that backup option and you have a third catcher on your bench
yeah,
just in case to rotate. Like, you know what? This catcher will kind of get a rest on this day, so might as well put the other catcher who's starting and you can be able to always have a full-time starter that's starting the whole semi-week or the week itself. So
yeah. Ivan Herrera, the MVP of third catchers. So that's I always have a soft spot for Ivan Herrera. Obviously, we got first base, second base, shortstop, third base. We got corner infield, middle infield, one outfield position, left field, center field, right field, a util spot, three starting pitchers, three relief pitchers, one bonus pitcher, and 10 bench spots. And there's gonna be a grade at the end of this thing, but they're grading us for picking a team that's going to compete in 5x5 roto leagues, traditional 5x5. And for those who don't know, it's basically what is it? It's been a while since I played 5x5, but it's home runs, runs batted in, runs scored.
RBIs.
Yeah, runs batted in, stolen
Oh,
bases,
my
and
bad.
batting average, and that's sort of the five categories for the hitters. And then for the pitchers, it's ERA, WHIP, strikeouts, wins, and saves, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So five by five. Well, I'm telling Angel that don't 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 worry about the grade. Just pick the team. And you're picking number 10. That's what the randomizer gave us. They gave us a 10th pick overall for Angel. He's gonna help. He's gonna run the show here, but I'm running the computer, and I'll give him some pointers. But he'll have final say as to who he drafts from the 10th spot, and he's gonna just draft as if he was drafting in our 12 by 12 categories league, which is also a semi-weekly league. So Monday through Thursday is one lineup, one matchup, and then he has to fix his lineup by Friday afternoon or evening, whenever's on next schedule, because Friday through Sunday is the next matchup. So that's how I want you to think about it. Just pretend you're drafting for that league, okay? So don't overcomplicate it. And what this draft wizard does is it auto selects players for the other fake teams. And then when it gets to you, it gives you a list of four players. I went ahead and added some more players, the best players at every other position as well, just as we could see a
Gotcha.
comparison. And as you can see, Fernando Tatis Jr. is at the top. Corbin Carroll is number two. There's your guy, Francisco Lindor, Vladimir Guerrero, Paul Skeens. And then as you can see, the percentages drop below 10% after Paul Skeens with Terry Skubal, Ketel Marte, Jazz Chisholm, Jordan Alvarez, Emmanuel Clase, and William Contreras. The floor is yours, Angel. What direction do you want to go with for your first pick in the first round?
This is pretty interesting because I value highly Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
as the talent, but in all honesty, like it's always worrying with all the. I mean, once there was the controversy with the ringworm that he
Mm.
missed the half of a season, injuries with a motorcycle another season.
Yeah,
This year he missed more than 60 games. So part of the first some of the first half of the season he was gone. So it's kind of worrying, like the talent is there, the projections look very juicy and and exciting to pick. But I don't know. I'm torn between Corbin Carroll also and Francisco Lindor
yeah,
on these ones. Obviously, I can pick anybody else, but I do feel like these are the best picks right now
yep,
as your first pick. Um, I feel like now with Juan Soto coming to the lineup and a
yep,
guy like Lindor batting on in front of him,
yeah.
he's gonna have more opportunities to score run. He's gonna have more pitches to hit because they're probably gonna say, I prefer to face Lindor over Soto, which is a crazy thing to say.
It is crazy. Yeah,
So, but I don't know. I I will say I would prefer Francisco Lindor. What are your thoughts on Tatis first? Do you feel
uh,
like his health should be a concern on this?
yeah. It should be, but Corbin Carroll. I keep hearing that he has a shoulder injury, but I don't see anything. I once heard on a podcast last year around this time that Corbin Carroll has a shoulder problem, and you saw the struggles that he had last year, and I
Yeah,
think he picked up on things as the season went on. So maybe their shoulder problems are gone, but that's still back in my head. But Fernando Tatis also has a track record of just being wild and crazy, for lack of a better way of putting it. And then Lindor is 31 years old, so you know how I feel. And this is, well, our league's
yeah,
not a keeper league, so I guess it doesn't matter. But we are keeping the minor league players. But I wouldn't draft a minor leaguer in the first round. So,
yeah.
but if it were me, I think Corbin Carroll is the choice to go here. I think he has a more
And I
complete. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, I think that's a great pick. I was torn between Carroll and Lindor just because Carroll had a down year last season and his rookie season was really impressive. But
Yeah.
then you had like Lindor who has been Mr. Consistent for the last couple of years. Like even though, a lot of people were saying like there was a lot of criticism towards Lindor with his contract, but then last year he was able to prove more of like his value to the Mets as a leader and as in his production, how impactful he can be and leading them to the playoffs and to a NLCS eventually.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the potential of Corbin Carroll to the guy can steal 40 bases easily. I feel this
Yeah.
projection is putting a is the floor to him on
Right.
when
Right.
in regards to speed. And if it was really the injuries of the shoulder as he was in the start of the season, he picked up really well at the end. So I
Right.
I feel that I would say that's my pick. My strong second was Lindor, but I feel like Tatis just the injury history is not what I would be swayed on.
Let's see. I'm just trying to quickly look at the updates here. I don't see any updates about injury. I think we're good to go. Let's see. After slumping in the first half, 635 ops and 5 home runs. Carroll popped after the All-Star break with a 919 op, 17 home runs. I don't like the fact that everybody keeps, oh, it's a sophomore slump, it's a sophomore slump, and that just puts credence. But I honestly thought that CBS Sports podcast would have. I thought I sort of mentioned something about the shoulder, and that kind of was in the back of my head. But when I asked Corey Decker about it, our Arizona Diamondbacks fan that we know, I haven't heard anything about a shoulder injury. So, but you're going with Corbin Carroll then? Is that what we're going
Yeah,
with?
let's go Corbin Carroll.
All right, let's do that. And now I don't know why it makes you draft the outfielder, but I like to go. Oh, what? Oh, right, because we're using. My bad, dude. You know what? We're using the RTS eligibility where they
Oh,
don't.
gotcha.
So okay, wow, we're off to a great start.
I know, you're totally fine.
Let's go back. Let me stop sharing the screen here. But yeah, we need to have that left field right field split. So we did all that for
Gotcha.
nothing. Sorry about that. Maintain some technical. See that I got too cute. Like, oh, let's try this RTS. I don't know what it is, but let's try it. And it came to bite me in the butt. So I'm back out. Meanwhile, let's discuss something else. So there was Lindor. There was Vladimir Guerrero. I mean, as you know, maybe you haven't noticed that I am not very good about drafting first baseman early. I don't. Have you ever seen my teams, man? They're not the biggest of names. I don't get the big boppers or the biggest names. But what's your thoughts on first base this year?
I, I mean, especially regards Vladdy, it's a very interesting situation because he's on a contract year.
Yeah.
Or I mean, he's close to. I'm not sure if it was his contract year or he's like a year to his free agency year or 2 years to his free agency year. So the
Okay.
Blue Jays have been like really skeptical on whether to keep him or not. He has that apparently his negotiations have not gone. You know how people do on contract years? It
Yes.
could be a great opportunity to pick him because they always show out when his contract year and after the contract is signed, then they start to relax and that. So I do like Vladdy. I think he was a little he has always been good,
Yeah.
but he was more good to average in the
Mm,
last couple seasons. Last year he was more good to great.
yeah.
Like we saw him competing against Shohei Ohtani
Yeah.
that 2021 season. So that's a great way to like it's like to understand like, hey, you know what? Um Vladdy is a great pick here, but at the same time, if you have the chance to fill up that shortstop position with a consistent guy like Lindor,
Yeah.
I wouldn't pass it.
Yeah, I'm back. So I was able to replicate getting Corbin Carroll. I think I'm using CBS Sports's eligibility rules. They're a little bit strict there, but at least we get to use the left field, center field, right field split. So I'll keep that notated for next time. And I put him at center field, but he also qualifies at right field, as you can see, according to this thing right here. So there's Lindor. 50% of experts saying yes, draft him right now. And then you got a Guerrero. And again, this is based on a 5x5 league, right?
Yeah,
They don't understand that we also our league utilizes on base percentage and what's the other one? Caught stealing and triples and doubles and singles, walks and
yeah.
strikeouts. So yeah. Either way, even if it was like that, I think I would still put Lindor. I don't know if I would put him 50% and then Vladimir Guerrero 35%, but I would still put Lindor at the top of my list here. But some of the other names, Jordan Alvarez is still available, Zach Wheeler. I added him as the number one starting pitcher. Bryce Harper was added already before I got here. There's Ketel Marte again, Jazz Chisholm, Jackson Churio, Emmanuel Clase, and William Contreras at catcher. You're leaning towards Lindor, though, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to do? All right, let's do it then. Now we got the Carroll and Lindor connection. And look at that. Look how
Oof.
fast that is. Now we got Machado at the top of the list. But again, I like to once again utilize the um, the cheat sheet and make sure I got the best player at every position added. There's Corey Seager already on that list. We Let's see. I'll put O'Neal Cruz as the top center fielder. Left fielder at Wyatt Langford, and the top right fielder is Oscar Hernandez. There's Corbin Burns. And Clase is still at the top. And now we can add Adley Rushman as the catcher. Let's go back to suggestions. And now it's saying instead of Machado at the top, you saw that, right? Machado was at the very
Yeah.
top.
And
And
I
now
and I was
Corbin
gonna say,
Burns is at the very top.
I was
So
gonna say that will be my ranking on this
y-
situation. I
Corbin
think
Burns
we
is
need
your
a
guy.
starting pitcher.
You need a starting pitcher.
I
Okay.
was trying to look at the park factors because um to see how much how big of a factor could be changing from Camden Yards to Chase Field.
I'm not quite sure, but he's definitely leaving Camden Yards at the right time because I think they're gonna push the outfield closer to the.
Gotcha.
So there, I don't know. I think that's supposed to be the left field. I for, I don't want to. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think they realized that big wall that they created in left field is a detriment to their hitters.
Yeah.
But it worked wonders for their achy breaky starting pitching staff because they were able to get away with a lot of stuff, despite the fact that I mean, their pitching staff doesn't scare anyone. Even Corbin Burns, he took
He took a hit.
he saw his strikeout totals go down, and we realized that oh well, he's working on a cutter, and he's trying to make that his primary pitch. So his strikeouts went down, but he was still a very effective starting pitcher. But yeah, so you want to go Corbin Burns over these other guys, Manny Machado, Corey
Mm.
Seager,
I will
Clase.
lean I will lean more on Corbin Burns in this situation.
All right,
I do
let's
like
go.
I do like that.
So there he is. And now we go back. And again, this might be redundant, but I liked it. I mean, you might as well take advantage of it and add some players. There's Junior Caminero, Langford, and yet the three-headed outfit. Let's put James Wood too. I love James Wood. Chris Sale. And let me ask you, I mean, is there a particular pitcher you see on the starting pitching list that you want to add? Maybe not add too many, but at the very least, make sure that your favorite pitchers are up there. I already added Chris Sale, but is there anybody else in the next
I
five or
do like
six?
I do like a lot Cole Reagans. I think
Okay.
he had a very solid year last year.
You
Um,
you want to add anybody else in the top 15, or are you good?
I don't know. I'm torn between Dylan Cease and Garrett Cole. Cole had a very scary injury last year. Dylan Cease has been really inconsistent. But he's always like, when his stuff is good, then he's a very scary threat to face
Yeah,
every 5 days. But when he's bad, then we see like how he was in 2023, his last year with the White Sox.
right.
So
So are you going to add one more starting pitcher, or are you good with these two,
um
Sale and Reagans?
I think I will add Dylan Cease,
Okay,
if
that
anything. So
and oh, looks like Class A finally went off, and now we got Devin Williams. Is there another closer you want to add? You want to add one more? Or you're
I
okay
would
with
like
Devin Williams?
I would like to add Mason Miller and Ryan Helsley there.
Oh wow, okay. And Rushman is still there. And you want to add a DH? Yes or no?
Mm, I would have Brent Rooker for now. I don't think I will pick him soon, but it'll
Okay.
be a nice. I think it's a nice value pick when it comes.
All right. Well, Chris Sale's at the top, despite the fact that we had two other starting pitchers and two other bullpen guys. Do you want to go back to back pitch starting pitcher, or do you want to see who else is available here? I
Is
mean,
this my is this the 10th? Is this the third pick of the fourth round? Okay,
this is the fourth round. This is the turnaround. So you're
okay.
it's back to you. There's Corey Seager, Jose Altuve, O'Neal Cruz, Cole Reagans, Wyatt Langford. Pete
Mm,
Alonso says that he has the biggest boost. Teoscar Hernandez, Rushman,
interesting.
Caminero, James Wood, Dylan Cease. Three closers actually. So, but anyway, those are and the 40% of experts say you got to get Chris Sale, but I'll leave it up to you. Go ahead.
Very interesting because my conundrum with Sale is he had a really great year last year.
Yeah.
He won the Cy Young, but I'm concerned about his age. He
Yep.
really had a bad track of injury, a bad injury track history on from like 2019 after that World Series up until
Yes.
now.
Correct.
That's my biggest worry. Like Seager, the same thing. Altuve was a little bit injured, but I feel like that was, you know, could be a little bit on age, but he's moving to left field too. I don't know how that would affect his numbers.
Mm.
I'm not a big fan of Neil Cruz, if I'm being honest. Um, I'm torn. I like Alonso and Cole Reagans, but oh gosh, I
So
might go
I
back to back here. With pitcher
really
and
okay.
probably go Cole Reagans. But what were you gonna say? What were your thoughts?
I was gonna ask you. I'm assuming you're not gonna get a closer then, right? You're not gonna bother with
No, I
closers
think
in
it's
this
too.
round.
I think it's still too high, but I would like to consider if uh, and like I will have it. I will have it there for consideration soon. If it seems like a lot of closers are leaving the board. So
Yeah, and you can pretty much say goodbye to these guys: James Wood, Junior Caminero, Adley Rutschman. If you're not thinking of drafting those guys, you have to reach for them because there's a good chance they're not coming back to you. Teoscar
yeah,
Hernandez doesn't do much for me. I as much as I don't like drafting a first baseman this early, I'm very intrigued by Pete Alonso uh, on my team this year. Wyatt Langford is still raw in my book, although
yeah,
uh, he, because now when I see Wyatt Langford, I think about Evan Carter and the big letdown that he was,
yeah.
and this is what he did last year. So yeah, close to a 2020 season. People love Wyatt Langford, so that
I
might
don't.
be a pick to do here. Cole Reagans, I'm not sure about Cole Reagans, but part of me says if you're gonna get Cole Reagans, you might as well Chris Sale. But at the same time, Chris Sale's 35 years old, and Cole Reagans and a pitcher-friendly ballpark is only 27 years old, and it looks like he lived up to expectations last year with the with the Royals. So maybe it's a good pick, but me personally, I either do Pete Alonso or I might get one of these young guys. Or I may even prefer Dylan Cease. I've been getting a lot of Dylan Cease on a lot of my mock drafts. So, but
Okay.
these two young
I,
guys I
I will.
really love. But it's up to you, man. I'm just guiding you. But you
I'll
tell
probably
me.
go Pete Alonso
What is that
to
your final
bolster that offense. So yeah,
final answer?
Pete Alonso.
All right, I love it. I love that. Let's go to the fifth round, and yeah, this is the part that I hate is when all my players are gone. Oh, but look at this. There's
There we
still
go.
a chance to get Junior Caminero and James Wood.
I probably pick in between those two.
Well, let's double check.
And
Hold on, my friend. Let's double check. Let's double check.
okay, okay.
Do you want to add the well, let's see. You have a first baseman and a shortstop and I mean, you still need to get outfielders, so I'm gonna put some outfielders in there. But do you still want to you want me to add a first baseman and a shortstop so you can consider middle infield and corner infield slots, or you want me to skip those and
You
just
will add Willie Adames just in case.
you'll add Willie Adames? You want to add a first baseman, yes or no?
Oh, I don't. Well, actually, I don't know.
Because we do have
Houston
a
for Christian Walker. That would be a good Crawford's corner there, or
okay,
Crawford spots.
I'll add him,
That's a
and
good.
I'll add Jordan Westberg. I got Caminero at third base, and we need a right fielder
Oh,
and a center
Lawrence
fielder.
Butler, I like it.
Yeah. You
And
wanna
then
you wanna add a starting pitcher? Yes or no?
I like
Yeah.
that Shota,
Which one? Shota?
Imanaga.
You want me to put him up there?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Pablo Lopez too. I
Uh,
I don't know. I feel like Yoshinobu has a little bit to prove still.
yeah,
I
I
feel like,
agree.
yes, he's the big money that it was 2 years ago for the pitchers. But I don't know, last year he was injured. He kind of struggled at the start. He was really good in the playoffs, well, decent enough in the playoffs to help the Dodgers.
Are you
But
going to draft any Dodgers pitchers?
most likely if push comes to shove and Blake Snell is the best option
Yeah.
at the moment, maybe Blake Snell.
Okay.
But outside of that, it's
Like,
really rough
hey,
because
well, he was there.
show
He was there, and you said I want Chris Sale, Cole Reagans, or Dylan Cease, and you didn't
true.
mention Blake Snell. He was right there for the taking.
Yeah,
You didn't mention him.
but I did say if push comes to shove.
Oh, you didn't feel a shove yet. Okay, I got you. What did you
But
want to add another pitcher here? I'm sorry. Did you want to add another pitcher?
I'm
Besides,
considering. I don't know. How can you check Michael King's stats right quickly there?
let's see. What does this show me?
How did he do last year? I feel like he was really good in that playoff game against. Did really good,
Yeah,
but
he held his own.
because he
Little wild, but he held his own. What's
feel
that
like on
two?
the playoff game against the Braves, he was killing it, but also the Braves were swinging at anything remotely close like Javi Baez. So
Yeah, I like Michael King, but I don't know. I just heard a podcast kind of downplaying him a little bit. I'm wondering if that's kind of like they're trying to scare us into not drafting him. But 3.27 walk per 9 innings, that's not too bad. 201
yeah,
divided by 63.
I
Yeah,
feel like you should add him, and I feel like he might be like a. I mean, I don't think he's a sneaky pick,
yeah.
but he could be a good option if if a lot of pitching options are down and you're really stacked on offense. He could held his own.
Really quick, any closers besides Mason Miller, Ryan Helsley? Did you want to add Edwin Diaz or anybody else? Yes or no?
No, Melvin Diaz, I don't know. I maybe Munoz.
Andres Munoz, okay. Did you want to add a catcher or you want to skip it? Remember, this is a two catcher
Ooh,
league, but
catcher.
you're not
Catchers is
obligated.
interesting.
You're not
I would
obligated to
like to
draft
add
winners.
Cal Raleigh and Jainer Diaz.
Alrighty. I added Brent Rooker at DH, so but I'm assuming you don't want any more designated hitters.
Maybe Marcel Osuna, but yeah, I have Marcel Osuna, but
Okay.
it's rough.
Let's find out what it says. So James Wood is now the top guy. Michael King at
Oh,
20%.
Marcel Osuna.
Marcell Ozuna at 15%. Brent Rooker at 10%. Christian Walker. And then below 10% is Mason Miller, Pablo Lopez, Junior Caminero, Willie Adames, Ryan Helsley is at 0%. Luis Robert, Jordan Westbrook, and I'll go on forever. But those are the guys that are available. Lawrence Butler, Jordan Westbrook, Shota Imanaga, Andres Munoz, Cal Raleigh, and Yanier Diaz. Uh, the experts are saying don't draft these guys. It's too early for them. So, but you choose your own adventure, Angel. You do what you want to
I
do.
I feel like I am agreeing with the experts. I
Want
do
to get
like James Wood a lot.
so final answer?
James Wood.
All right. I love it. Oh, make sure I fix that. So now you have a left fielder. All right. Let's see. Before we get to that second pick, just making sure that at the very least the top players, well, you don't need a third baseman. Wait, do you? You need a
Yeah,
third baseman. Is there any? They got Jordan Westbrook at third base as well, but I think he values better at second base. But do you want to add
I
another
feel
third baseman?
yeah, Vientos and Bregman. You can have Vientos and Bregman there.
And
And
you need an outfielder and a left fielder. You like Brian Reynolds at left field, or no? Actually, you need a
mm,
right fielder. Sorry. Is there a right fielder that you would want me to add here to the
Bellinger will
suggestion?
be a nice addition.
Okay. Anybody else besides
Uh,
Bellinger?
um, no, at the moment, no.
And you have Michael King and Pablo Lopez, Shota Imanaga. You don't want to add another starting pitcher, do you?
I would like to dabble on Logan Webb. I do like him.
All
So
right. And then the relievers, you still got Mason Miller, Ryan Helsley, and Andres Munoz.
I do
And
feel like I know where I'm going here.
all right, let's find out. Suggestions. Michael King was next up, and
My
he's
my my options, my opinion is either draft Michael King or draft Mason Miller in this position.
okay.
That's where I'm torn on. What do you think?
Me, I would have gone after Junior Caminero. That's just me. I love the idea of having both James Wood and Junior Caminero on the same team, but I'm crazy like that. Um, I like Michael King. I like Mason Miller. But never mind. I think Caminero's already gone. Well, is he?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, you missed them. Oh man. Bastards. All right, so forget about it. But that would have been the move. Now I'm finding out that it's a risky move, but okay, now I know. I do like Michael King. I think he's being very underrated, but there's a lot of good pitchers that are available that I can hold off on. And I definitely don't want to get a DH this early. I want to fill out
Yeah.
my other positions. I know that there's an argument to be made, like, well, who cares? I mean, just put them in your util spot and reap the benefits. Yeah, but do I want to reap the benefits of a 34-year-old DH and a 30-year-old DH who are coming off career years? I don't know. Christian Walker, well, we don't need a first baseman unless you want to get greedy and put him in your corner infield, but I would like to, again, fill out the other spots. Mason Miller, I do love Mason Miller. I don't like his situation in Oakland. There's just no way of telling what they're up to up there. Pablo Lopez, believe it or not, in the last time I did this earlier uh, before work today, before my bread job, I did have Pablo Lopez as my SP1. So if I
Oh,
like him enough as my SP1, imagine what he could do for you as your SP2. But I don't know. I Yeah, these other guys that I'm scrolling on right now. It's just too early.
You know what? I am leaning towards Michael King.
You want to go that route? All right. But
Yeah,
who? Just out of curiosity, who was I gonna go with? Yeah, I think Michael King maybe. Which it sucks because it seems like we're just doing whatever the computer's telling us to do. But that does seem to be the right choice. I mean, the strikeouts alone are worth it. 3-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
yeah.
Let's go with it. Yeah, the 1.21 whip is a little high, but we've seen what he can do performance wise. So now you got your SP1, SP2. Let's go back to the cheat sheets. It says Luis Robert, but I don't know all of that. I don't know about Luis Robert this year, but we def. But let's see. We got a first baseman. You did you want to add a corner, a first baseman besides
Ooh,
Cody Bellinger?
you know what? This is my thing. I think Paul Goldschmidt, although he's old in age, I think that move to the New York Yankees
Yeah,
is pretty sneaky.
yeah. All right. Do we
But
need?
I'm not valuing him that high. I'm just saying
Yeah,
if there's an opportunity that you can pick him in late rounds or
yeah,
middle rounds, that's a good pick because I think he'll do really well with those short corners
yeah.
on the and
Yankee
he's a
Stadium.
and then if he I from what I remember he was a good opposite field hitter.
Mm.
So that could be a good thing. So
All right.
especially on Yankee Stadium.
We are in the dead zone at second base. I really don't give a crap about any of these second basemen, but we do need to get one. There are some guys that I like more than others, but we'll get to that bridge when we get there. But I want to hear about you, man. Is there a second baseman anywhere here that you wanna that you might be interested in drafting in
You know
this
what?
round or the next?
It's like you were saying, this is a really dead zone second baseman. Um, Based on the value that he bring, well, I mean, we also use batting average
Yes,
a lot.
and on base percentage,
Luis
right?
Arraez will be a good pick to consider for second baseman in these rounds
Okay.
because his versatility with first and second base, if you need to Pete Alonso is resting and stuff, but also like if you're gunning for batting average, Luis Arraez, who better else than get than to a 2 or 3 time batting title winner. So
Okay.
I
We
do
got
like. Oh, I was
Louis.
gonna say for shortstop, I
Yes.
am I am considering Mason Wynn. Maybe he'll make a jump.
Okay.
Volpe could make another jump too. I haven't been sold on him too much.
Yeah.
Um,
But you got
Ezekiel,
Lind. I was gonna say really quick. You do have Francisco Lindor, so
who's
these
my
are
middle infielder?
you got none right now. But
Okay,
my point was these are good, solid middle infield options that you're selecting.
yeah.
You want me to
Oh,
put
gotcha. My bad.
you want me to add Ezekiel Tovar too, or
Yeah, yeah. Please. I mean,
any
Coors Field is always a a
anybody
good thing
else?
to pick.
Anybody else here?
From shortstops, no. I do think I with those picks.
You don't have a third
Uh,
baseman. Do you want to add? You got Mark Vientos already on the draft suggestion board. Anybody else you want to add?
Matt Chapman could be the other good option here. Royce Lewis, I'm just concerned about his injuries, so I don't know if I want to pick him. Jake Berger going to Texas could be a good op. Could be a.
Am I
I
adding
would
him?
add Jake Berg. Yeah,
Okay. Anybody else
and
at
on
third?
at the moment, no. Oh, actually,
Alf.
I add Isaac Paredes.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Moving to Houston might be a
yeah,
good thing for him.
yeah. The possible steal of the draft, by the way, possibly. Okay, so you need an outfielder and a right fielder. You got Luis Robert already on the board. Do you want to add any other right fielder or any other outfielder in general?
Well, I do like maybe adding Riley Green.
Okay,
Um, one of my favorite players is Randy Arozarena, but I don't know if it's worth to gamble
okay.
with him again. I
All
do
right.
like Dylan Cruz, so I think he's gonna be a stud.
You want me to add
Uh,
him right now, or you want me to wait?
but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's gonna start in AAA this year,
Hmm.
so that's my concern.
Okay. I won't.
For pitching,
Yeah. You. Logan Webb is up there, and that's it.
bro, I like Luis Castillo,
Luis Castillo. Okay.
and actually I have Bryce Miller while you're there too.
Any
Either of the Mariners options are actually really good.
anybody else?
Um, From pitchers,
And again, these are guys that you can realistically see drafting in the next two rounds.
yeah,
That's the
I
issue is
think I'm
that,
good for there now. Maybe
okay.
I add Aaron Nola just in case, but
Oh my
I just feel
God. Aaron Nola's still around. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Wow.
He's been a little bit undervalued, including to me, but it's just I don't know. Last year was a little bit rough, but at the same time,
Is there any relief pitcher in the next and that are ranked five spots behind Andres Munoz? So from Felix Bautista down to Tanner Scott, is there anybody else you want to add to the suggestion box?
um, add John Duran
And
and
who
Robert
else?
Suarez.
Anybody else?
Yeah, that'll be good. I do like Tanner Scott, but it's just a little bit lower on the rankings.
Yeah.
And for
You,
catcher, Cal Raleigh, I have him there. I
yeah,
like Will. I've always been a Will Smith fan. You can add him here. Um, Francisco Alvarez, I still have hope that he'll have a bounce back like his rookie year.
yeah.
Um, and add Austin Wells because just in case
Okay.
it drops. And DH, we can always pick somebody
Yeah.
else.
So you can see there's no DH only options here anymore. So,
Yeah,
well, Jack Peterson's the next one, but he's ranked really low there.
yeah.
Okay, so Luis Robert is still at the top of the list. Just too many
Nah,
injury concerns. I like the idea of getting Luis Robert, but you already got Corbin Carroll. I mean, I guess you can move Corbin Carroll to right field to make room for Luis Robert at center field. There's just too many question marks, and even
yeah,
if he
no.
gets even if he gets traded, we don't even know if he's gonna actually show up for that new team either. So it's tough to tell. All right, and then Logan Webb, Aaron Nola, Luis Castillo, so the three starting pitchers. Bryce Miller. So the starting pitchers are ranked high on the experts' suggestion
Mark Vientos too.
at 10%, and then 5% and below, you got Munoz, Andres Munoz, Cody Bellinger, Cal Raleigh, Royce Lewis, Paul Goldschmidt. Oh, actually, Paul Goldschmidt's at 0%, and so is Luis Arias, Mason Wynn, Anthony Volpe, Ezekiel Tovar, Matt Chapman, Jake Berger, Isaac Paredes, Riley Green, and Joan Duran and Rob. Okay, so there's a lot of names here, a lot of names, but it's safe to say I don't think you're drafting a catcher this early, right?
No,
You're not drafting another closer right now, are you?
no.
All right, so who was at the top? So they got an outfielder and a bunch of starting pitchers. You already have two. You have Corbin Burns and Michael King. Mark Vientos is still available. Andres Munoz is the top-rated relief pitcher, and Cody Bellinger could be. I mean, you can see he qualifies everywhere, including right field, center field, first base. He'll be your corner infield slot if you want him there too. Cal Raleigh at catcher. Royce Lewis could also be your third baseman if you want. There's your Paul Goldschmidt. He can also be corner infield eligible. And then Lisa Rice at second base, Mason Wynn your middle infield slot as well. So, what direction you want to
I'm
go in?
I'm actually torn. But it's really cheeky. I know it would be leaving a little bit of your offense, but looking at the starting pitching options, I don't know if I want to wait a little bit more. So maybe after this pick, they'll start getting picked.
Yeah.
But oh gosh, I'm torn. If any infield, I think Mark Vientos will be a good spot for us because he'll fill that third base option, and I feel
Okay.
confident in that.
Okay.
But outside of that, I'm torn between Logan Webb and Luis Castillo, either the Mariners pitchers and Logan Webb and Mark
Okay.
Vientos. I'm on that train right now.
Okay.
What
So,
do you think?
if it were me, if it were me, I've been growing
That too,
pretty.
Cole Bellinger is a really good option there too because he
Yeah.
is very versatile.
I've been pretty content drafting Cody Bellinger lately. Usually, I don't draft him ever, but lately he's just been showing up on my teams in the most recent mock drafts I've done. So obviously there's I'm starting to like that idea. Yeah, these other players don't really do anything for me. Yeah. Other than that, what yeah, I'm not Luis Robert, as much as I like the idea of a 25-25 guy, potentially
I'm sorry,
30-30 player,
I'm not banking on Luis Robert.
too many red flags. Logan Webb
Yeah.
doesn't do much for me. Aaron Nola doesn't do much for me. Luis Castillo, there's been a lot of complaints about him in a lot of these fantasy baseball podcasts, and I was gung
Okay.
ho about getting him as my number one pitcher. So imagine having a team where there's no Corbin Burns, Michael King, and oh, okay, Luis Castillo is my new SP1. Apparently, a lot of these other baseball podcasts are very wary. I had him in a lot of my leagues last year. I was content and happy with his performance, but apparently yeah, I guess remembering now, he did have a few blowups, but then his season ended prematurely too with injury. But those are his numbers from last year: 364 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, 175 strikeouts in 175 innings. I don't know what the issue is. I really don't know what the issue is. Like I said, there were times where he did get blown up, but is it enough to? He's only 32 years old. He still pitches in a very good ballpark in Seattle. But oh, I see what the issue is here. He Wait, what is that? Oh, that's the walk rate. Hold on. I got the calculator on the other screen, so I'm just trying to figure out how what this. Yeah, 3.72 strikeout per walk ratio, which is really damn good. So I don't know what these people are talking about. But, oh, they were also talking about velocity drop. So now I'm a little wary about it. But
Ooh.
yeah.
That's
So
why that's why I'm considering Bryce Miller because I think he's young. He can be able to. He he was pretty productive last year, and especially on that Safe Go Peel T-Mobile Park. I don't know what it's called now. Um
T-Mobile Park, I think. Yeah,
and but
and
I
then
feel like that's a great option
yeah,
to, and also and even in the future, like these picks also, if you're like picking for keepers,
yeah,
are also great options to consider. Like these could be a keeper if one of your original keepers is underperforming or gets old.
yeah.
So
But I'll put it this way: a lot of the pitchers that are shown here, Logan Webb, Aaron Nola, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller, they all have I would consider slight red flags. There's a
with
lot of
age,
there's an age factor, there's a performance factor, there's a velocity fact, a dip factor. Now, in terms of Logan Webb and Aaron Nola, those guys can depend on craft. Luis Castillo has always been a speed guy, and Bryce Miller, I'm not a fan of this. Why can't he match his? Why can't his strikeout totals match? And these are projections, by the way. But why
yeah,
aren't
yeah.
they matching his innings pitch? I love getting pitchers who have equal amount of innings pitched and equal amounts of strikeouts. I'm I'm just, I'm built that way. But they're not bad pitchers, but I don't necessarily know if I want them on my own team. You might have a different thought on them. And I'll tell you, I know you're big on Mark Vientos, but he also comes with a potential 30% strikeout rate. And
Yeah.
we count strikeouts, but compared to everybody else, he might still be a safe pick just because he's young, he hits for lots of power. We don't care about batting average because it's all about, can he produce at least? Andres Munoz, you know me, I'm
I
Team
think
Mexico all the way, but yeah, he kind of let me down a lot in all of my leagues last year as the season went on. So I'm kind of leaning towards Cody Bellinger, but he comes with his own red flags too. There's a lot of red flags on these players, bro. I'll be honest. There's a lot of red flags on these players. So
I'm leaning on. I'm sorry. I know you talked about the strikeouts. I do feel still. I feel confident in Bryce Miller
you want
this
Bryce
pick.
Miller? Okay,
Yeah.
26-year-old. I know, you know, very promising pitcher, so I don't blame you there. But yeah, there's a lot to be desired with Bryce Miller, but there's a lot to be desired with those pitchers. I wouldn't, I would just skip
Yeah.
the pitching at this point. But let's go back to the big board here. You got enough closers, unless you want to add one more before the
Um,
15th ranked
if
Jeff
you can add
Hoffman.
if you can add Tanner Scott,
Alrighty.
and that'll
Uh,
be it.
any?
Jay Langoliers, actually, you can add Jay Langoliers.
Let's go back up to
Um,
Alf. Oh, starting pitcher. You got Nola, Webb, Castillo. Did
I
you
mean,
want to
I
add?
still feel like starting pitcher already got three. I think
Okay.
that's
And then in outfield, you got center field, Luis Robert. Let me scroll up to your outfielders so you remember who it is. You got James Wood and Corbin Carroll. So you still need a right field. Listen, any outfielders that you like, because these guys are interchangeable in terms of position eligibility. But is there
yeah.
another outfield you want to add besides Cody Bellinger and Luis Robert? And Riley Green is there, but anybody else you want to add before we move on?
Can you add that Spencer Steer?
All right. Is that it?
Um, Kristen Jelic,
Okay.
and
Remember, it's you have to believe you're realistically gonna get these guys in this round that you're in right now.
Gotcha.
So you can't draft everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're good. I totally understand. I think
Yeah.
that's good. Oh shoot, I'd say a Suzuki.
Okay.
And that'll be good.
And you still got Vientos, Lewis, Chapman. Is there anybody and Berger and Paredes? I think we're
I
good
think
here.
I'm good for that for now.
Yeah.
Second baseman is the only one that concerns me a little bit now, but
Yeah, but you're willing to skip this, right?
a
Or did
little
you want
bit,
to?
yeah.
Okay, and I think you got and Mason Wynn, Volpe. Anybody else you want to include in here before we move on?
Uh, add Bo Bichette.
Okay, and
That'll be all.
Bellinger, Berger are and Spencer Steer are your first baseman. Is there another first baseman you want to add? Oh, and Luis Arias you also got in there who qualifies at that position. Was there anybody else you wanted to include before we hit the
Mm,
suggestion box?
I think I will go with suggestion bots now.
All right, let's see what we got. Drum roll. It's still Luis Robert with the biggest boost. They're begging you, please get him off our hands.
What a Jerry Reinsdorf pay on this.
Ridiculous. It's like it's the Harold Baines situation all over again. So you got Luis Robert, Mark Vientos, and let's say Cody Bellinger as your top three hitters according to this thing.
I will go at this point, Cody Bellinger. I was
Cody.
waiting on that, so
All right, let's put him on the board, and I'm assuming you're good with him being your right fielder or your corner
yeah.
infielder. Which one? Right
If
field?
he's right field, please.
All right. You got your outfield completed. Look at that. James Wood, Corbin Carroll, Cody Bellinger. That's not bad, man. It could be a lot
Yeah.
worse. All right. Let's see. Luis Castillo, 15%, pretty much saying this is the guy to go with, but let's find out if that is the case or not. Really quick, let's give me one first baseman, just one that you would like to add here.
I have Vidi Pascantino.
All right. Is there a second baseman you want to add?
Um, can you add Bryce Terang?
All right. You have several shortstops, but you want to add one more, yes or no?
I think I'm good with the shortstop picks that we have right now.
Okay. You missed that on Vientos. Jake Berger, Matt Chapman. Is there anybody else you want to add? You got Paredes already on the board. Anybody else?
Ooh, I don't know. Kenny Suarez, I know he's a strikeout machine, but for
All right.
this rounds,
I added him. Don't worry. You need
but
one more outfield, though, so we're not through the woods yet. Is there one outfielder you're interested in getting in these next two rounds?
place that Dylan Cruz,
All
or
right.
if he's okay.
And you got a bunch of, oh, well, Luis Castillo is there, but you already got your starting pitcher slots situated. You could always get more. And as you know, if you're playing a semi-weekly league, you can never have enough pitching.
Yeah.
So is there another one or two starting pitchers you want to add here?
I like the Spencer Swellenbeck,
Schwellenbach, okay. And
Schwellenbach, sorry.
go ahead. Is that it, or you want more? One
Uh,
more?
oh, I don't know, Joe Ryan, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, Joe Ryan, yeah.
And let's go to the closers. You got Munoz still and Tanner Scott. You want to add one more, or are you good with those two guys there?
Can you add Jeff Hoffman?
Okay. And you still don't have a catcher. We're down to Will Smith, Shea Langoliers on your big board. So is Francisco Alvarez. You want to add one more? Or you're good for right now.
Um, can you add Tyler Stevenson? I'm
Okay.
just worried. What do you think about Real Muto and Ohapi? This the thing is, Ohapi has been injured constantly,
Yeah.
and Real Muto seems like a big regression. So do not want to.
No,
I mean,
not a regression, but decline. I mean, this is it right here.
yeah.
You're experiencing the JT Real Muto decline here. Uh, I do have. Let me see what the ATC projections say. Let me make that pretty big, and it's being wonky. Come on, guy. There it is. All right, let's see. JT Real Muto. And these are the ATC projections from Ariel Cohen. There he is. Oops, I went too far. Okay. 16 home runs,
Not bad
still seven
for
stolen
a catcher.
bases, with a 251 batting average, 314 on base, 427, 741 ops. So yeah, they're saying that he might have one more good season in him, but I honestly think we're experiencing the JT Real Muto decline here. 508 and a half fantasy points ahead of guys like Luke Raley, Kyle Manzardo, Garrett Mitchell, Brian Hayes, Spencer Horwitz, Jose Miranda, Sean Murphy. So, but no, I'm not drafting JT Realmuto in any of my picks, but I'm down on JT Realmuto. Other people might be high on JT Realmuto, but I'm not gonna sway you too much. I'm only guiding you. But if you want to add
Okay,
both Ohapi and Realmuto, or you want to just add one, or what do you want to do here?
just add Real Muto.
Okay, let's go to suggestions. So we had, and oh my God, Castillo actually went up. He was only at 15%. Now he went up to
Jeez.
45%. So Spencer Strolling back at 15%. Your best hitter, Yelich, Ezekiel Tovar, and Vinny Pasquantino. Everything after Vinny Pasquantino is 0%. I'm not gonna name them because I'm just gonna have you take a quick view. And if there's a player you're interested in drafting now, just call him out. But we're passing Berger, Will Smith, Tanner
Maybe Will
Scott.
Smith,
So you might
because
consider
it's
Will Smith. Okay.
yeah, because we do need a catcher, or I
Yeah.
need a catcher.
You need two catchers, and yeah, definitely need at least to get one. I don't know if you need to get one right now, but you seem to sound very concerned about it. Are you considering any starting pitchers whatsoever?
You know what? I did Luis Castillo. Um, high percentage is very intriguing. Like,
Yeah,
you
right.
know what? Maybe I should pick that. Or
Ninth round. Yeah,
I do like Spencer's. I like Spencer Swellenback,
yeah.
but I'll lean and but we do need relievers. I I do want to pick Andres Munoz.
Is that what we're going with? Andres Munoz?
Mm, yeah, let's go Andres Munoz.
Okay. So there's your first relief pitcher off the board. And yeah, I think we have enough players here. I'm not gonna go back to the cheat
Yeah,
sheets. We think we got enough players. It's still Castillo at the top, Schwellen back at 15%. It's still Christian Yelich, Ezekiel Tovar as your top two hitters, and then everything after Tovar is 0%. You said you like Will Smith, and I'm gonna once again just scroll until you tell me if there's another player that you want to consider drafting here. Tanner Scott is here, Eugenio Suarez, Joe Ryan. I'm not naming all the players. I'm just naming some of the players.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Tyler Stevens and JT Realmuto. Oh, it looks like Will Smith is gone.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
they picked them
yeah, they picked them already. That's fine. That was expected. Yeah. Yep, right after
right
you.
out there.
Oops.
Probably should have gone full Smith and then Munoz, but
Yeah.
uh, to
And Castillo in the 10th round. I know we had some concerns that we talked about from all the other podcasts I've been listening to, but it almost seems like you have to get him in the 10th round. This is like highway robbery at this point. But I'm not gonna sway you one way or the other, and
no,
we're
no.
not.
I'm still enticing because
Yeah.
then that's best pick is of fitters is Christian Jelic. So um, and I was considering just because we do need a second baseman. I was just thinking of needs. Bryce Terang could fill a need, but he's not the world beater
No,
that we're
it's
thinking. So
stolen bases. I had Bryce Terang, and I couldn't wait to get him off my lineup because I don't really like him like that. I mean, yeah, he saved my season from complete disaster because in the baseball life league I had oh, who the hell was it? Ozzy Albies, and he got hurt. No, but I'm sorry, shortstop Trey Turner was but both those guys went down with injury either way. So Bryce Turang was a nice piece to have at both the middle infield positions, and he
well,
definitely
let's go
helped
with Luis Castillo
Luis
because
Castillo,
yeah,
best
uh,
player available.
uh, yeah,
All righty. So now you have four starting pitchers ready to go. Tovar
and
is
I
now the.
think
You want me to go to cheat sheets, or are you ready to pick someone? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was thinking that's only 5%. Jeez. Um,
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. And keep in mind, it's I don't know. This thing is sometimes weird because let's see. Is he a shortstop? Okay,
I do
let's
like Tovar.
let's look at the shortstops. He's 75%. You got to pick him as shortstop. But when you do all,
Oh,
it
there you
fixed
go.
itself 60%.
Yeah, and I was thinking Tovar, but just I was just surprised that that was the
Maybe
this
maybe it just needed to refresh itself. Let's see. Yeah,
Ooh.
okay. 60% still.
Can you scroll down a bit on
And when I
there?
did that, it took away all your players that were in the cheat sheet. But there's also a good
Oh.
chance that they were all drafted when your turn came up
No, I did
there.
have Langoliers, so that's why it's weird. But let's do. I like Tovar for my middle infield. So
Is it
also
your middle?
my yeah,
Yeah, he'll be your middle infielder. So no second baseman, just the middle infield. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Let's go back to the cheat sheets because now, I think it took away all the players plus all the players, unless you want one of these guys. Um,
And I was just thinking picking Tanner Scott here. So
okay.
oh
If he
wait, wait.
doesn't, if he doesn't get you
Uh
saves, he definitely will get you holds and lots of
yeah.
strikeouts. I love Tanner Scott.
To be fair, that's the best reliever. I mean Ryan, I not Ryan Presley. I'm Blake Trinan is the
Yeah.
other reliever, but you
And
know,
well, they're loaded. The Dodgers are loaded, but yeah,
yeah,
obviously there's degrees to this, and those two guys would be top two.
yeah.
So are we still doing
Um,
Tanner Scott or no?
let's go to the cheat sheet quickly. Just
Okay. Let's see. What do we need? We don't need a first baseman. We do need a corner infielder. So let's just do give me one player you want to add.
um, I Paul Goldschmidt,
Okay. Second base. You do need a second baseman still? Yes, because you picked Tovar. Is there a
Bryce
sec
Terang.
Bryce Terang is the other guy you want to include? Andres Jimenez is already
Yeah.
up there, by the way. I guess we don't need to get a shortstop unless you think otherwise. Did you want to include a
I,
shortstop?
I'd send their Bogarts there just in case, because he can play both second base and shortstop.
Correct.
Um,
Is there another third baseman you want to add? Although you don't even have a
I,
third
I,
baseman.
I would have Paredes and Suarez.
Yeah, that's what I would do. It's like you're reading my mind. You need one more outfielder in your starting lineup. Is there somebody in particular that you would like to add
Ooh,
right now?
add Nemo,
Okay.
Profar, and
Yep.
Josh Lowe.
Okay. I was thinking those same guys too. You got four starting pitchers. As you know, we do need a lot of starting pitchers.
I don't think we need to think of that.
Okay, you want to skip
I
starting
loaded
pitchers?
myself a
Okay.
little bit, but add we have Scott. Can you add Pete Fairbanks and
Oh,
Alexis Diaz?
okay.
I don't
All
know
right.
Fairbanks. Maybe we should remove Fairbanks, but
Is he hurt? Is he
uh,
hurt already?
no, he could be, but no. I was just thinking that he's a little bit volatile,
Yeah.
like sporadic in his consistency. So I don't know, but
Well, there's no harm in adding him. We're fine.
yeah,
It's fine. Tanner Scott, it looks like he's still at the top of the list here. There's Brandon Nimmo, Bryce Terang, Pete Crow Armstrong. Who else? If this thing could cooperate with me, Paul Goldschmidt, and then anybody after Xander Bogaerts is 5% or below. So I'm just gonna scroll down the list really quick for you,
okay.
unless you're ready to go here. Go ahead,
I was going up, um,
scroll up.
considering in between Tanner Scott or Bryce Terang, but
Hmm.
in this situation, I will go Tanner Scott.
Okay.
Yeah,
One in doubt, just get a pitcher. Any pitcher will do.
yeah.
So you have Burns, Michael King, Bryce Miller, and Luis Castillo, and Andres Munoz, Tanner Scott. You want to go back to the cheat sheets, or are you ready to pick someone from the list you have here?
Try to go back to the cheat sheet quickly to see if it refreshes.
Let's see. You drafted a relief pitcher. Did you want to add one more in the top
Um,
25, or are you good for right now?
I would add I would add Jordan Romano
Okay.
and Lucas Erceg,
Lucas
but
Ersteg. Oh, and I forgot to include a catcher in the last round, but
yeah.
did you want to add a catcher here?
Add Real Muto and Austin Wells.
Okay. We don't need a DH. Who's the next? Oh,
Yeah.
Jack Peterson's still the best DH available. Starting pitcher, or you want to skip this starting pitcher?
Let's skip another.
You need an outfielder. You should have three. Oh, now it's only Josh Lowe. Did you want to add anybody else besides Josh Lowe?
I would add Tyler O'Neill.
Okay. You got Isaac Paredes. Did you want to add another third baseman?
Third baseman. Uh, Um, add Josh Young.
Josh Jung. Shortstop, you do have two shortstops already, but did you want to include a shortstop as a possible util guy? Yes or no?
So then Rafaela will be a good option there.
All right. Second base, you have Jimenez, and looks like Terrain got drafted already, or did you
I would
draft
like to
him?
add Gleyber Torres there.
Okay. So there's second base. We still got Paul Goldschmidt on the board. Did you want to include another first baseman, or are you good for right now?
I would add John D. Diaz at this point now.
All right, let's take a look at the thing there. And yeah, JT Realmuto is the best. It went from Paul Goldschmidt to JT
Yeah, I
Realmuto.
was thinking catcher at this point,
Okay.
so I would go. I think Romuto is the best option.
Okay. And oh, it's your turn again in the 14th round. I think we have enough players here so we don't have to go back to the cheat sheets unless you
Oh,
want me
so do
to.
you mind going to the cheat sheet and then coming back to the suggestions, see if it
Sure.
refreshes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
Goldschmidt
no,
is.
like not anybody, just go. Yeah,
Oh,
that would,
I'm sorry. What am I doing?
just go back to the suggestions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said cheat sheets. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I just wanted to see if it like refreshes to more percentage.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, that's yeah. It's this thing. It gets weird after a while too. Like, because that
I would have Paredes.
yeah,
As
and as your
I was thinking Paredes and or another third baseman, but seems like the best option right now.
okay. And when Houston, he should have a bounce back season. At least that's the
Yeah.
plan. So there's Paredes at third base. You still need a second baseman. You got two Mets players, I just noticed. All right, let's go back to the sheets. All relief pitchers are available. Those are the same guys you had on your cheat sheet. So, but let's go back. You still need a corner infielder? Yes, you do. Any first baseman you want to add? Maybe two first basemen? Did you want to add two first basemen here?
Can you add Nathaniel Lau or Low?
Nathaniel Lowe?
Yeah.
It's the way I remember it's Nate Lowe, Josh Lowe, and then Brandon
And Brandon
Lau.
Lau.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. Because Nate and Josh are brothers, but you know that
Yeah.
already. Go ahead. You being a Rays fan and all.
Uh, Ryan Mountcastle.
All
Let's
right.
add him.
You still need a second baseman. You want to add? You got Gleyber Torres. You want to add one more, or you're good with Gleyber Torres there?
I would like to add Brandon Lau and
Where is he?
he's
Oh,
behind Jonathan India
okay,
and Jonathan India too.
okay.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
still?
I feel like Jackson. I'm still.
We,
I love Jack. I love the potential Jackson Holiday can bring.
yeah.
And and not Bryson Stott too. We need a second baseman, so let's
Okay.
see all the options.
It sounds like there's a lot of second basemen still available. You have two shortstops already. You still want one more, or are you okay for right now?
I'm good with that for now.
You have Paredes. Did you still want to include a third baseman as a possible corner infielder? It looks like you got
I,
Josh Young. You want to add one
yeah, I
more
think
guy? That's
Jackson.
it. Go ahead.
What would you think of adding in this situation?
It's a what round are we in? 15th?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm thinking I'm leaning towards Matt Shaw with very limited expectations from him. That's who I would go with, but I don't know
yeah.
how you feel. You want
Looks
me to
like
add him? Okay.
yeah.
You,
I
s-
was thinking either that, Norby and McMahon, in between those three. So
did you want to
um,
include two? You got Tyler O'Neill in the suggestion box. Did you want to include one more
oh,
guy
add
at
Elliot
outfield?
Ramos.
Anybody else at outfield? Because you still
Um,
got a util spot to fill out as well. Not sure if you want to use an outfielder for your util spot, but it's definitely an option for you. Or you want to wait.
I think can you add Jorge? Oh no, actually, no. Let's add Lourdes Gurriel.
All right. And starting pitcher, you got four already. Um, you can always get a starting pitcher to start filling out your bench, but at the same time, you have a lot of guys to fill out and the hitting lineup as well.
Yeah.
So, but I'll leave it up to you. Did you want me to include a starting pitcher? Yes or no?
Include Sandy Alcantara just because he can
Yeah.
bounce back.
All right.
And I would add I would add Christopher Sanchez
Yes.
and Ryan Pepiot,
All
just in case.
right. There you go. You've been listening to the podcast. Okay, cool. So that's the problem. You put a Sandy Alcantara and it's like, yeah, let's go with the pitcher. But obviously, at this
No,
at this point, you could ignore some of the expert rankings, and you got to start filling out your line. At least that's how I see it. I mean,
yeah,
unless you do want to add a third relief pitcher or that fifth starting pitcher, but which direction you want to go in?
I would like to fill up more of my
Hitting lineup? Okay.
basic positions. Yeah.
So it looks like Tyler
Uh,
O'Neill and Josh Jung are the top two hitters. There's Ryan Mountcastle, Brandon Lau, Jackson Holliday at 5%, and then a bunch of other guys at 0%, including Austin Wells, Bryson Stott, Jonathan India, Helio Ramos, Lourdes Gurriel, just to name a few players. There's a lot of players that we
I
added
do
here.
like the pick of. Can you scroll up a bit? I do like the Tyler O'Neill pick.
Tyler O'Neill, where's he playing at?
Yeah,
I don't even know what team
he's
he's
in
playing for.
Baltimore.
Oh, that's right. Oh, duh, it's right there in front of me. You want to go with that as your fourth outfielder then? Is that
Well,
right? Or
well,
you?
if we think about it, who's the outfielders are Cedric Mullins, Colton Cowser, O'Neill. Who else is outfielder in the team?
Oh, for the Orioles?
Both, yeah.
Shoot, man, off the top of my head, I can't think of, but I think you just named them.
So
Um,
let's go Tyler O'Neill.
yeah, let's go with that then. Outfield, Tyler O'Neill with 24 home runs projection,
Yeah,
and he's just built. Oh, look at that! You got a little. Look at that! A little
there you
thumbs up from Fantasy Pros. Experts rank Tyler O'Neill ahead of or whatever. It's gone now. We added a lot of players, so we don't need to go back to the cheat sheets. But still, they want you to get a starting pitcher. It's definitely an option, but we also have some hitters. We still got a catcher to fill out, second base, corner infield, and a util slot. And we just have one more relief pitcher to go. But you tell me what you want to do.
What do you feel? How do you feel about Brandon Lau?
I don't like him.
Okay, then let's dismiss him. I was torn. I was
I'm
torn, but
already torn. But I'm crazy like that. I tend to.
no, it's just that he's injured a lot, so that's why I was considering him because he has a lot of pop from that second base
He
position.
does. Yes, he does. But
But
he's left-handed. He strikes out a lot, and you just said he gets injured a lot too. And who
yeah,
knows?
the
Maybe I'm
next
wrong. I was gonna
is
say,
Bryson Stott below Jackson Holiday?
let me see. And maybe I'm wrong. I have the wrong take on Brandon Lau. There he is, Bryson Stott. Maybe I have the wrong take on Brandon Lau because maybe him playing outdoors in a minor league ballpark for the rest of the season, that might actually be beneficial to him. But just a guy like,
Maybe the darkness of the dome is affecting him. Uh,
but yeah,
but
he
maybe
does strike out a lot though. Go ahead.
I will pick him between those three second basemen on the screen.
Yeah,
I am leaning just the pop of Brandon Lau is what like kind of like always draws me to him because he always has that potential for 30 homers. But
yeah,
I feel like Bryson Stott could have a bounce back too. Jackson Holiday could live to his potential.
yeah.
So
Yeah, these are the big boy decisions you have to make out here.
let's go let's go Jackson Holiday.
All right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, man, I honestly was thinking Jackson Holiday too. Some people would say it's too early, but at this point, you might as well go with the high potential and then pick another veteran second baseman later to make it just as a
Whistle
safety
below
pick.
Ryan Mountcastle there.
Austin Wells.
Oh, mm,
And I can still go to the cheat sheets if you want me to, unless you're good with these options here. Sandy Alcantara is still at the top of the list. Christopher Sanchez and Ryan
I
Pepiot.
just feel Sandy's such a steal. It's just such a he was a Cy Young winner.
Yep.
And um and as a like a bench pitcher,
Yep.
just makes sense.
All
Let's go
right.
Sandy and
You
then we
want to go
can go back
Sandy?
to the cheat sheet.
Okay. So there's your first starting pitcher on your bench. It's a steal. Experts rank Sandy Alcantara at 148, but you drafted him at 202. All right. Cheat sheets time. What do we need here? We still looking for a corner infielder.
Gotcha.
Let's start at first base. Did you want to add another first baseman? You got Mountcastle. Ryan Mountcastle's already up there.
Um, I would add. I would have Michael Bush.
Whoosh. All right. Let's move on to second base. Just pick one player since it's already the turn here, so we don't need to for right now. We just need one at each position. Unless you don't, I mean,
I
we
would have
talked about
Jake Cronenworth.
at second base. Okay, one
Yes.
shortstop if you want as your util guy or bench guy or whatever.
Correa. I don't know, obviously
Carlos
Correa or
Correa,
something.
you want all the Puerto Ricans on your team. I got it. You got Josh Young at third base. You want to do one more? Or are you good with him?
Um, I know you hate it. I know you hate this guy. I'm sorry. I'd Ryan McMahon.
Oh God. All right, whatever. You got four outfielders, but you could always use an outfielder to use your util slot. You already got Ramos and Gurriel Jr.
I
On your
think I'm good for
suggestion.
that.
You want another starting pitcher? You just drafted Sandy Alcantara, but did you want to add more?
Add
You,
Luis Hill,
Luis Hill, whatever.
eh, or Jill,
Gill,
and yeah,
Jiff.
that's good.
You need one more relief pitcher, but
Ooh,
closest
Justin
are
Martinez and Ben Joyce. Let's add those.
okay. And Austin Wells is the top of the shortstop, but did you want to include one more shortstop here? Yes or no?
Ooh, Gabriel Moreno. Mm,
All right. And the DH is still Jack Peterson, which we don't, that's too early for him. So you just drafted a starting pitcher. I can safely
yeah,
assume that you're not getting another one. Okay.
yeah.
So the best three hitters are here: Ryan Mountcastle, Lourdes Gurriel, Carlos Correa. And then everybody below Carlos Correa is at 5% or below, including Josh Jung and Austin Wells. And there's Helio Ramos, Michael Bush, so on and so forth. Do you have an idea as to where you want to lean at?
Hmm.
And
Can you scroll down a bit?
yeah. Oops.
I'm leaning.
I'll do one of these.
I'm leaning Austin Wells. I want to fill that
Yeah,
catcher.
you need to fill it out. Good thinking. I was, that's what I would have done. Austin Wells, that's at number two catcher in the 18th round. Let's quickly now 19th pick, so we need to restock the suggestion box. Ryan Mountcastle, Michael Bush. Did you want to include one more first baseman? Yes or no?
Um, Nolan Shotwell.
Chenuel from the Los Angeles
Yeah,
Angels. Second,
he was apparently a good OVP machine in college, so
he's still
that
yeah.
could help.
That's his bread and butter right now. Jake Cronenworth is your second baseman. Did you want to include one more guy up there on the suggestion box?
Tito Strahler is a little bit low. I would have Colt Keat just for
Okay,
potential.
and we'll just do one at a time here because yeah, you are pretty loaded, and this would just be your death piece, so you don't really yeah. Shortstop, same thing, death piece.
I would
You
have Hassan Kim for
uh,
that
okay.
piece.
I was gonna say you can add one more guy. You still need a corner infielder. Yep. So go ahead and you have McMahon, and it looks like you only got McMahon now at this point. Anybody else?
And probably you hate him from the Cubby days, Christopher Morel,
Okay. I don't
and
like. Go ahead.
maybe Jamer Candelario.
All right. Ex-Cubs everywhere. I think you got four outfielders, but you can still use a util slot guy at outfielder. Anybody? You pick two guys here if you that you want me to add.
Nolan Jones
Okay.
and Jordan Walker. Oh my gosh.
Jordan
No, I'm
Walker.
good without. Yeah, no, I'm good without him.
Okay.
It's yeah. It's just like I know I look. It's just that his physical presence. He's a big guy. He like lean for power. He had like that streak that he was having a hit every game. But no, I'm good with that. I'm good moving forward. We still got the pitchers on the starting rotation.
Oh, you're done adding outfielders? You don't want to add any more, anybody else besides?
Mahore Soler, please.
All right. You're good with starting pitchers, you say?
Yeah.
And relief
And
pitchers.
I would have Jason Adam,
And who else?
Camilo Doval.
Oh, wow. I forgot all about him. Did you want to do a third catcher now or you want to wait?
I had Alejandro Kirk.
Okay. Let's move. Let's
And
go. Let's quickly move on because
yeah,
we're already in. Surprisingly, we're an hour in, and I didn't even notice. So,
yeah.
no starting pitcher. Are you thinking of getting one right now?
I'm good. I'm good for now a bit. I would
Okay.
add, oh shoot. Let's add Ryan Mountcastle.
Yes. There you go. Corner infield. Oh, value pick time. Experts rank Ryan Mountcastle at number
And
205, but you
for
drafted him
this
at
pick,
226. And this is the turn at the 20th round. So again, no starting pitcher for you, right?
no.
So then the next hitters available are the next three guys are Jorge Soler, Jake Cronenworth, Ryan McMahon. There's a lot of ways to go about it. Now you're just trying to fill out your util slot. So we're
I will
basically
go
done.
Soler.
Yes, that was just gonna tell you. Yeah, just get the guy with the big smash. And another value pick at 211. Jorge Soler ranked at 211, but you drafted him at 231. Cheat sheet time. We're in the 21st round. Well, at this point, we're just looking for depth pieces. Obviously, we need another relief pitcher. You want to just get that out of the way? You want to?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
All right, who do
Well,
we have
I
here?
mean, I feel
Relief.
the bench could go
Yeah.
anywhere after this. So I feel like
Let's.
drafting your lineup will be the best.
So Doval is still available. Anybody else you want to include?
And you had Jason Foley.
Okay.
Oh no, actually add Edwin Uceta.
Edwin
I do
Uceta
like
of
him.
the
He had
Rays.
a fantastic season last year.
Okay. Are we
And
good
he's
then?
looking really good. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the suggestion box. Okay. And we're looking for relief pitchers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's Doval, there's Foley, and
I'm
Uceta at the
and I
bottom.
feel that they're undervaluing. I feel Uceta had a good year last year, but maybe I am overrating him a bit. Um,
Plus,
I do like Jason Foley.
yeah, he's in the middle of the battle there in Detroit. But again, you're imagining that you're drafting for our league, which we do hold. We do strike out per
Yeah.
walk ratio. I forgot what the other rate stats we do, but I mean, you've seen that you get a really good relief pitcher, and they solve a lot of your problems
Yeah.
from your pitching staff. So don't let the fact that they're being ranked so low because they don't draft like we draft. We're
Yeah.
the
Let's
crazy
go
ones.
Uceta here.
There you go. We're the crazy ones drafting three relief pitchers and looking to see who the best middle infielders are out there. So, all right. So let's go back to the cheat sheet. So for this one, since it's the turn already, so it just you know you don't need to just pick one guy at each position because we're trying to fill out the depth, so to speak.
I
So
look Rayleigh on the
Luke
on
Rayleigh,
there.
second base, pick one
Um,
guy, please.
Tyler Estrada is good there.
Okay, I like that.
I would
Short.
add I would add Tyler Fitzgerald.
Okay, let's go on third
Um,
base. You got Ryan
Third
McMahon and Morel.
base. I haven't had Connor Norby, so that would be a good pick now.
One outfielder,
Um,
please.
can you add TJ Frito?
Did you want to still do a starting pitcher? You have
Can you add Reynaldo Lopez, please?
five. Well, we could do one more starting. Well, they're all going to be gone. If they're not going to be selected now,
Yeah,
I think they're going to be gone after this round. But did you want to add another guy? You still got Luis Gil.
I'm good with those options now.
Were you planning on getting a fourth relief pitcher? Yes or no?
Mm, please add Michael Kopech. That's it.
You, did
Kopech, sorry,
did you
Kopech.
want to include a third catcher here?
I would add. No, I think I'm good there.
Jack Peterson's
Uh,
finally the best DH available. So is Giancarlo Stanton and Kyle Manzardo. Any interest
I
in
think
any of
I
those three guys?
I think I'll survive.
Okay, let's. Which way are you leaning here? You want pitcher or hitter?
I think, yeah, I think I was leaning more pitcher. I thought Reynaldo Lopez. I didn't add him earlier because I
Yeah,
thought he was going to be gone.
right.
That'll be my second pitcher, and that's it for pitchers for me.
Yeah, so that gives you what, six now?
Yeah,
One, two, three, four, five, six. So you're playing the semi-weekly league with me. What's usually your goal? How many starting pitchers do you feel like you need to draft when it's all said and done with the draft?
I feel like at least because we normally have four starting pitchers, or we're gonna have only three
Okay,
on
so
this.
I'm so sorry. In the Total Basis Podcast League, that's the new league that we're trying to build up at Fantrax. I'm only doing three starting pitchers, and
And that's
obviously
fine.
one
I
pitching
feel like
slot.
having two on the bench will be crucial. just so you can be able to, for example, if they pitch later on the week, two of them, you
Yeah.
can replace them and have the one of at least one of the three that you had on start of the week will pitch again
So
at the end
what?
of the week.
So what total? You're okay with six starting pitchers and that's it, or what? What are you trying to say
Yeah,
there?
yeah, I'm
Six
good
total
with.
starting pitchers, and you don't need any other starting pitcher after that.
I mean, I could, but I will go a little bit more waiver wire with
Oh,
the options there.
okay. You like living dangerously. I like it. Okay. So are you selecting starting pitcher in the 23rd round or no?
Mm,
Or are you gonna go
no,
hitter?
I think I'm go hitter. I'll go. I
Well,
like
for
TJ Friedel here.
you want me to draft him? And TJ, just to give you an idea, TJ Friedel, he'll be battling Jorge Soler, Cody Bellinger, Corbin Carroll, James Wood, and Tyler O'Neill. You have one, two, three. You have five outfielders already. This will give you a
Yeah,
sixth
okay,
outfielder. You
makes
still want to
sense.
do that or no?
Mm, yeah, let's do that.
You still want to do TJ Friedel? Okay. Off he goes. And you know what? We didn't do the cheat sheets. Fantasy pros loved your pick. We didn't go into the cheat sheets, but I don't know if you want to still go or if you still think you have a substantial list. What do you want me to do here? You want me to go back to the cheat sheets or you think you're good with these
I think I,
players?
I think, I think from this options, can you go up a bit?
Yeah,
Um, I was saying I wasn't gonna pick a pitcher,
that's
but
fine,
I,
man.
but I look like Christopher Sanchez here.
Okay.
And after that, we can go to the cheat sheet quickly.
Okay. So the 25th round. Yeah. We're almost done. We're five picks away. So just to recap, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven starting pitchers. You need to start three starting pitchers and usually an extra pitcher. Basically four starting pitchers every single matchup you're in. That's why I'm
Yeah,
asking. It almost feels like you have to draft eight starting pitchers at minimum total. You're
yeah.
at seven, so just throwing it out there. All right, let's go back to the cheat sheets. And once again, we'll start at first base. Anybody you want to add uh, on this list? Candelario's already up there, by the way, and so is Luke Raley.
Yeah, I think we're good there.
Okay.
Um,
Anybody at second base? Remember, you have that young Jackson Holiday, and you don't have anybody else. Is there anybody on this list at second base that you would like to have as a backup plan,
I
insurance
think
plan?
Gavin Lutz will be,
Gavin Lux for the Reds.
yeah,
You already have two shortstops from what I remember. Yeah, but
yeah.
Lindor and Ezekiel Tovar. Did you want to include another shortstop?
I think I'm good. I think I'm good there.
Did you want to include a third baseman? You have Paredes, and that's it.
Can you add Matt Bierling?
Matt Vierling and Connor Norby still around. Outfield, like you just drafted TJ Friedel. That gives you, I think,
Yeah,
six outfielders. Are you good now, or you still need one more?
I feel I'm good
You
there.
s- you we just talked about starting pitchers. You're at seven, I believe. Yeah, you're at seven.
Yeah.
You want to include one here? Or you want to wait?
I feel like that will be my one of my couple last picks. So
Okay. And there's relief pitchers. You got three guys already. I'm not sure if you still want to do four relief pitchers or not. What do you want to do here?
I think I'm good with that. And I
You,
think the catcher one,
yeah.
I want to go. Oof, I think Elias Diaz. I think
Elias
that's
Diaz of the Padres
or Kyle Teal,
or Kyle Teal of the White Sox. And then Jock
and
Peterson,
that'll be.
Giancarlo Stanton. Are you interested? Oh, Masataka Yoshida is up there now too. And Kyle Manzardo.
But that will be like a utility, right?
Yeah, be a util guy. Yeah. I mean, do you have any interest in getting a designated hitter from here on out? Otherwise, we could skip it.
I'm
For
good.
the night. You don't want to go come back to it anymore? We only have five
Uh,
picks to go.
add Jock Peterson and Masataka Yoshida, and
Okay.
good.
All right then. Connor Norby at the top of the grid, but third baseman, he comes with a lot of baggage though. He former Orioles farmhand, but he was very productive at the end of the year in the brief call up that he had with the Marlins, but he does strike out a lot. He's a very aggressive swinger, does not make a lot of contact, so there's a lot of flukiness to him, but he's definitely explosive, but he's really young. So that's all I'm going to say about Connor Norby. There's Jock Peterson at number two, Ha-Sung Kim at number three, Luke Raley, number four, Heimer Candelario, and that rounds out your top five. I will slowly scroll down to the rest of the list, which includes Gavin Lux, Elias Diaz,
Can you
Kyle
go up,
Teal,
please?
and so on and so forth.
And I will take Jock Peterson.
Oh, right. So now you have some options. It says that he qualifies at outfield.
Mm.
Huh. Anyway, well, that'd be good. You could use an outfielder. 26th round. We just added a bunch of guys from the cheat sheets. I don't know if you want to go back, but this is what it
I'm
looks like.
good. I mean, if I got another outfielder there, um, I would add, I would add Luke Rayleigh.
Okay. To the 27th round we go. Actually, no. Yeah, 27th round. Let's go back to the cheat sheets really quick. Let's add some more
I would
players.
have picked Hassan Kim in this situation.
Oh, you want to go right now with Hassan
Yeah,
Kim? All right. 10 home runs, 18 stolen bases is the projection from Fantasy Pros. Let's go back to the cheat sheets. Round 28 on the turn. Last call for third catcher. Well, not the last call, but did you want to include another third catcher besides Kyle Teal?
um, I think I'm good with Kyle Teal.
Another reliever, yes or no? You got three more slots to go to fill out, by the way.
I think I'm good there.
Outfield, you
Um,
got sorry, I'm starting pitcher. Like we mentioned, I think you're at seven, I believe. Five, six,
can you add,
seven.
can you add Jesus Luzardo and Jeffrey Springs?
Yeah.
And
Did you still want to do another outfield? You have maybe five or six of those guys up there.
I think I mean, I added Luke Rayleigh and Jock Peterson with counts and
Okay.
outfields too.
Okay. Yeah. That's, yeah. You do have a corner infield bench guy and Luke Rayleigh. You still want to look for a third baseman to back up Isaac Paredes.
Yeah, let's check third baseman quickly. And I would I added Matt Vierling. I have Connor Norby. I think I'll pick Connor Norby now.
Oh, you want to draft him right now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Where is he? There he is. 17 home runs, nine stolen bases. Again, it's explode. He kind of reminds me of Zach Geloff a little bit,
Okay.
just a little bit. Let's go back to the cheat sheets really quick, and we'll start at first base. Although you have two first basemen already, I don't know if you still want to include another one. Actually, you have three first basemen.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a spot
Okay, at
I'm
second
covered.
base, it's
I
Jackson
would add
Holiday. Go ahead.
I would add Jose Caballero.
Where is he?
He's
There he is.
very sneaky.
Oops.
Oh, you good.
Yeah,
He's a very sneaky speedster.
yeah.
We
This is
can.
this is going to be the final two picks. Let's. You want to add another second baseman or no?
Mm, I'm torn. I mean, I'm torn between Jack McNeil. Yeah, Jack McNeil.
All right. Any extra shortstops? You already have three now with Kim,
Can you add Geraldo Perdomo?
your Domo Perdomo, high contact rate guy. Third base, you have a couple of guys,
P.
kind of
Brian
lot.
Hayes?
Brian Hayes. You don't need an outfielder. You might consider another pitcher. That would give you, let's see, four, five, six, seven. That you got seven so far. Did you want to include another starting pitcher? Yes or no?
Can you add Matt? Oh no, not reliever. Can you? There's still Lusardo, right?
Luzardo's still in the suggestion box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have picked Lusardo right now.
Alrighty. Come on. Come on. Crap. Luzardo. Sorry, my mouse is acting up. There he is. And that gives you both Christopher Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo on the same team. Interesting. Got two Mariners pitchers, two Phillies pitchers. And for your last pick, where we leave off, we left off at third base, I believe, but you already got Connor Norby. Did you want to? Oh, we added Brian Hayes. You don't need an outfielder. Did you want to do one more pitcher? Yes or no? Starting pitcher or any
I'm
kind of
good with.
pitcher.
I already good with pitchers.
Did you want to do a third catcher or you want to go a different direction?
What would be your considerations here for catching?
Edgar Carroll, bar none. It's not even close. It's Edgar Carroll. And if you don't believe in Edgar Carroll for the White Sox, I guess Samuel Basallo, but the Orioles might take their sweet time with him this upcoming season.
Yeah. Let's go with Carroll. On like, put him on the board.
Yeah. And then you don't need a DH. You already got Jock Peterson. So Candelario is the best guy, but I don't know. If I okay, let's make some eliminations already. You don't need Candelario unless you really love him.
No, I'm good.
You don't need Yoshida anymore. You already got your
No.
DHs. You have Matt Verling qualifies everywhere, but you already got like 6 or 7 outfielders, and Connor Norby you
Yeah.
just drafted at third base. You don't
Yeah.
need him. Let's get rid of him. You got Ha-Sung Kim, who I think qualifies at second base too. And if he doesn't, he's your shortstop. You got 3 shortstops. Actually, you don't even need Brian Hayes at this point. And Jose Caballero could be like a backup second baseman. Same thing with Gavin Lux. Same thing with Jeff McNeil. Same. Geraldo Perdomo. I thought he qualified at second base, but I guess he only qualifies at shortstop. Technically, you don't need another
I do feel,
shortstop.
yeah, I mean, I do feel that Caballero fits a great
So
thing with the speed
yeah,
and the versatility.
yeah.
So
Caballero, 26 stolen bases is the projection. He qualifies everywhere at infield except for first base. Gavin Lux is now with the Reds. You might see a boost playing with a very friendly hitting ballpark,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it still remains to be seen. Jeff McNeil's a 32-year-old whose best attribute is that he makes a lot high degree of contact, and Edgar Carroll could potentially be your third catcher. And the best part about Edgar Carroll and guys like him is that if anything, he will probably in our league he's protected in the minor league slot as soon as the season starts. So you could you can meaning that as soon as the draft is over, you can slide him into your minor league slot, go back out to waiver wire, and get somebody else to fill out that roster. So there's your options. Where do you want to go here?
Look at Edgar Carroll because
All
I feel
right.
Caballero could slide out. Maybe let's see here.
Yep. Okay. And there's your team. Caballero did
Got
go.
him.
You got a B. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. So there's your lineup. Real Muto, Wells at catcher, Alonso Holiday, Lindor, Paredes around the infield, Mountcastle, Tovar, corner and middle infield, respectively. Tyler O'Neill, James Wood, Corbin Carroll, Cody Bellinger, outfield, and then Jorge Soler at the util slot. Burns, King, Miller, Castillo at your starting pitcher, Munoz, Scott, Uceda at relievers, and then the rest of the bench is right there. Let's see, view your full analysis. And this is how it works, Angel. As long as this thing cooperates with me, it's thinking, it's loading any minute now. Just to name some other guys, Sandy Alcantara, Reynaldo Lopez, Christopher Sanchez. Pretty good starting pitching there. But starting pitching is loaded, man. If you play your cards right, you can there's a lot of flexibility in creating a starting pitching uh for your team here. You are overall you have the one, two, three, four, fifth best team apparently. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. Fifth best team. The hitters are
Well,
sixth. I guess I don't need to play with the bar graph here because everything's on this side. Oh, okay. Pitchers are fourth overall. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Your starters are eighth. Interesting enough. Even though you focus a lot on starting pitchers, they still
yeah,
rank
that's
them
really weird,
eighth.
but
Yeah, it doesn't always work out. But your bench is loaded apparently. They love your bench. So go back to the overall. You're supposed to finish in fifth place with 86 points. Morales, no relation. Morales in Wonderland, 97, and he is going to finish in first place.
that's my evil twin cousin.
What if you had drafted Luis Robert in the seventh round and drafted a pitcher later? Your score would have been significantly higher. And I mean, I
Nah,
was trying to
I would,
push
I
you.
would,
I was trying to push you that route, but you just refused.
I don't trust Robert. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. You'll be cheering for the Orioles with Tyler O'Neill, Jackson Holliday, and Ryan Mountcastle. And I'll be honest, this is the team that always gets the stack 'em up achievement or whatever unlock is
Yeah,
always the Orioles for me as well. So we have that in common. The Steels, we saw them in person, but here they are again. Luis Castillo in the 10th round going 2 rounds later than his ADP. Alcantara going 4 rounds later in the 17th round than his ADP. And then Ronaldo Lopez 7 rounds after the fact of his ADP in the 22nd round. Your biggest reach was Edwin Uceda, but we explained it already. Like they don't account for the leagues that we're in. and you're projected to finish in the top four in home runs and wins. Corey Piper of Fantasy Six Pack likes your draft more than any expert. So, with that being said, what do you think? What do you think about this little activity here?
Um, I could have. There were some instances where I thought, oh, maybe he'll fall into the third spot since it's the turnaround. But and then once I pick on 10th, he didn't fall on my lap on three like I thought. But that's the risk of of drafting, right?
Yeah,
You got to roll with the punches. I do feel like my pitching is a little bit underappreciated, but
yeah, I think so
that's
too.
their opinion.
Yeah,
Maybe I could have picked a couple of pitchers better than on the spots that they thought, but I do feel like they're gonna be that would be my strength during the year.
I would think so.
Uh,
I mean, I just don't understand why they're hating on it. Yeah, I don't get it. I thought it was good. I mean, maybe you reach for Bryce Miller. Maybe they're not a fan of Luis Castillo like everybody else. There's a lot of good pitchers that went in this round, this 10th round here. So it's hard to tell. Zeke Tovar going in the 11th round. I love Tanner Scott. JT Realmuto, you know how I feel about him, but whatever.
yeah,
Isaac Paredes, we're both high on him. Um, Alcantara is coming back from Tommy John surgery, so it'll remain to be seen what happens. But he was the only pitcher selected um, in this batch. As you can see, no other starting pitcher would be selected until the 21st round. So from the 17th round to the 21st round, no starting pitchers were selected. And I don't know why Shohei Ohtani's here. So I guess they have Shohei Ohtani split up. Wow. Okay. Shohei Ohtani is now two. I did hear about that, that there's some websites are starting to do that with Shohei Ohtani, making him into two players. But
that's
how,
weird.
but we didn't even see Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's weird.
why didn't he show up
That's
with it?
collusion.
I know, right? What the hell? How did that happen? Wow. 21st round as a starting pitcher, Shohei Ohtani. Okay, we'll have to look out for that next time. Anyway,
Yeah.
do you want to humor me and draft again, but this time I do it? Or I know we're way over, but at this point we might as well just go all in, or do you have to go in already? I can make it a short draft, but it's up to you.
If you want to make it a short draft quickly,
All
that'd be
right.
fine.
So I will follow the rules of the Mardi Gras League, which is, as you can see, it's not as intense as our league. Uh, we don't do the seven pitchings. We don't do the starting pitcher and relief pitcher split. So let me just make sure that I have the count right. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9, 10 plus 7. What's 10 plus 7? 17. Wait, I miscounted. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Nine.
I feel like I'm missing someone.
The utility.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 plus 7, 16 plus 6 is 22. 22 man roster as opposed to the 30 that we do. And I'll keep it CVS just for consistency's sake. You know what? I did not want to do that because I forgot to randomize the selection here. Come
Okay.
on, come on, it's thinking. Come on, man. You, let's do the randomizer to see where I would end up. In this league, I don't have a first pick, a first round pick. I do have a second round pick, and then after that, the next pick I make is in the seventh round. So you could you can
Oh
only
my gosh.
imagine the kitchen sink I threw at last year to I mean that league is my white whale. I've been in that league for 20 plus years. I've never won the championship. I've come close several times. Anyway, here's where we start with Juan Soto. What? Oh, I'm in the seventh round. Kyle Tucker. Let's turn on the projections. I mean, I'm not even gonna look at the cheat sheets right now because this is a pretty darn good lineup. This top three lineup here. Um, how would you lean? Let me ask you now. How would you lean?
I will take the Pride of Queens
Okay,
in this one.
and this is a fantasy points league. I don't know if you ever played fantasy points head to head leagues. It's like fantasy football. So I don't know
Okay.
if that's gonna sway your opinion here, but yeah, I think Juan Soto is a safe pick.
I mean, if
As
if if it's like a more overall player, Kyle Tucker would have been a good option there, but
yeah.
It's Juan Soto.
Yeah, it's hard to not
Like for
justify
example,
it.
in this instance, since you're saying it's a points league, Jackson Churio fills a lot of buckets. So
Yeah, yeah. I've been all in on Jackson Churio the last few mock drafts I've done, and now it's cheat sheet time, so I'll try to go as quickly as possible. Like I said, I usually just, well, first of all, I gotta hide the drafted players, so that's too much. I usually like to make sure that the best player available at every position is selected. You know, just for sake of comparison, there's Austin Riley. I need a center fielder, so Jackson Merrill is there. Corbin Burns is I just added. Emmanuel Clase I just added, and Atlee Rushman I just included on there. See what the big board says. Still says Jackson Merrill. I'm not as high on Jackson Merrill as I am on everybody, and I already have two outfielders. It
yeah.
almost feels like I gotta go elsewhere, but considering who else is available, it feels like maybe I should just go with the Jackson Jackson duo and get Jackson Merrill at center field. So now I have my outfield completed, but I'm behind the eight ball everywhere else. Let's go back to the cheat sheets once again, make sure that everybody is, all the positions are accounted for. So you just saw Alonso's name at the list. Let's put Ozzy Albies, O'Neill Cruz, Junior Caminero. I don't need another outfielder, so I'm good there. And Dylan Cease, and we'll add Blake Snell as well on the mix. Emmanuel Clase and Rushman, I need to include as well. Let's go back to suggestions. There's Ozzy Albies, Pete Alonso. So yeah, I'm leaning toward, and I would love to draft Dylan Cease here too, but I already put myself behind the eight ball at my infield positions. They're all blank, and it's a shorter roster, so I don't get the luxury of counting on my depth at the end of the draft. So I'm leaning towards either Ozzy Alves or Pete Alonso. Um, what do you think here?
Um, yeah, I mean, you're not really high on a first baseman also. So I think Ozzy Alvis would be a pick that you would make. And it's a good pick too. So I think Ozzy Alvis
It is
is the
fan
best option.
Now it is fantasy point, and conventional wisdom would suggest that maybe the first baseman would be the smarter choice. Ozzy
Yeah.
Alves is the better overall player, but Alonso, um, he mashes. But let's go with Ozzy Albies. Let's get that second baseman out of the way, and hopefully I don't regret it later. Let's see here. Let's go back to
Ooh.
the cheat sheets. Yeah, I see that. I see what you see. But let's make sure. Let's start at with Devin Williams. You just saw Josh Hader up there. I'll put a Salvador Perez. We only need one catcher here, so that's a good thing. Michael King. Let's go with these three guys, Valdez and Lopez. I like those three guys a lot. I don't need an outfielder anymore. I do need a third baseman. There's my guy, Junior Caminero. O'Neill Cruz. I don't like him, but I'm going to add him just because. Do I need a second baseman? No, I got Albies. And there's Josh Naylor at first base. I don't like O'Neill Cruz. I don't like CJ Abrams. Michael King doesn't scream SP1. Devin Williams, though, I am very, very tempted here, but I like to wait on my closers. Pablo Lopez is a safer choice at first base, but I'm willing. You know what it is, Angel? I think I want to wait to see if the other teams, the bots, so to speak, make the
Okay.
decision for me at pitcher, including relief pitcher. Oh man, Junior Caminero, 99th ADP. This is only the fifth round, but I know if I don't get him now, I might regret it later. The one advantage I have over you in this situation is that you were picking 10th overall. I'm picking 7th, so maybe I can get away with it. So I think I'm gonna wait. But then I'm not a fan of any of these guys, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, O'Neal Cruz comes with a lot of baggage, but am I wrong about CJ Abrams? Am I underestimating him too much? What do you think about CJ Abrams here?
In this situation, I feel C.J. Abrams will be your best pick on outside of the starting pitching.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not praying on Salvi Perez downfall because I love him, but age is a big factor on me. C.J. Abrams started pretty pretty good last year. I think at the end of the year, he was like on a casino at the end of the year. I don't know,
Yeah.
but maybe. But I'm O'Neal Cruz could be if you don't want the baggage outside of baseball. O'Neal Cruz could be your option, but I don't know. I feel like O'Neal Cruz, he's always trying too hard.
He's
which
very
is
inconsistent
shouldn't
too. Yeah.
it yeah, it's just it shouldn't be a bad thing trying too hard. Like it should be Sherich, but I do feel like it kind of affects his stock at shortstop, and that's why they want to move him to center field. So
All right, I'm looking at the other screen really quick just to be on the safe side here. Let's see. According to the ATC projections, and I just lost them. Damn it. I just lost them. Oh my God. This thing's tired. It wants to go to bed. I want to go to bed too, but no, we got to take care of business. Okay, 758 fantasy points. I don't know what projections they're using for the fantasy points, but that's the 758 for O'Neal Cruz. Okay, I'm gonna look at Abrams now. So how many? Where is he at? CJ Abrams is, and again, I'm on the other screen, so you guys can't see it, but I'll just dictate it to you. He's at 666 fantasy points. So we'll do Michael Jordan rules. Last I checked, 758 beats 663 all the time. So let's go with O'Neal Cruz, who also qualifies at center field, and we'll pray to the fantasy baseball guys that everything goes well. See, that's what I was talking about. Let the other guys do
Pablo
the
Lopez
picking
it
for
is.
me. Yeah. And just to be on the safe side, I just want to double check one more time on the cheat sheets, make sure that there's nobody else that I would consider here. Nope. James Wood, but I don't need James Wood because I got all my outfielders. Junior Caminero, he's like a siren of the sea calling me. And if I don't get a closer now, all these guys are going to be gone anyway. So, uh, but I focus on offense too much, and I think we're just gonna, play it the way we've been practicing this whole time. Get Pablo Lopez as your SP1. All right, let's go back to the cheat sheets really quick. So I need a first baseman and a third baseman. Um, so we'll do Cody Bellinger. We'll do let's see, third baseman, right? Junior Caminero's still there, man.
Oh, Joe, I think this is now.
Yeah, but just for I'm gonna add a few pitchers that I like here. I didn't include. I'll include Logan. Oh, he's already there. So just to see who survives those next picks, I'll just go up to 30 and just include them. I'm not gonna draft any of those guys, and then I'll just do the top 10 and include them to see who's left standing. But I have a bad feeling that none of these guys are gonna be available when it's all said and done. Um, so let's go back. Junior Caminero. It's still 20 picks early, but this is one of those things that if I don't get them, I will regret it later. And pitchers are a dime a dozen at this point. They're all interchangeable here. And I love all those guys. I can't just pick one, but I definitely love me some Junior Caminero. I have so much faith in him coming into the season. So I think I feel like I'm disclosing too much with you here, but this, but that's the risk I took when I
To be
brought you
fair,
in,
to be fair,
to be
I do
fair.
have Junior Caminero as of now in my roster
And
in
the other
the
league, right?
in the other league. So
Yeah. Alrighty. But yeah, in the total basis league you don't, but okay. Uh yeah, well, you and I are gonna fist fight for him. Really, we're not even chasing him as a draftee. We're gonna fist fight over him. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to include some guys for the util slots now, and I'm trying to go best player available instead of just going with what I think is the best player available, as opposed to what the suggestions would be. Do I have any pitchers? No, I got Pablo Lopez. So let's see. What does this see? Logan Webb. Oh man, I really don't really care much about him. And I do love Tristan Cassis, but not enough. And I love a lot of these pitchers, bro. I almost want to keep waiting to see if the bots continue to make those selections for me. Man, this is a tough one. Man, this is a tough one. I know you like Bryce Miller, and I know you like Mark Vientos, but I don't know. Maybe I could wait. Who else is available at first base? Really quick. It's Tristan Cassis, who I adore, but he comes with a lot of baggage. Pasquantino, Spencer Steer, Paul Scoresman. Yeah, if I'm gonna wait this long for first baseman, I might as well keep waiting. It's not that important. At this point, first basemen are also interchangeable. So let's go with Logan Webb just because he has a lot of innings pitch. This worries me a lot. I would prefer this number to be higher, the strikeouts, but maybe Logan Webb gets a bounce back year. Bryce Miller, he has some upside, but it's not enough for me to go gaga over him. And I'm gonna hope to get either Grayson Rodriguez, Tanner Bivey, or Spencer Strallen back when it's my turn again. So let's go safe floor guy at starting pitcher, Logan Webb. And let's go back to the cheat sheets. Tristan Cass is still available. And so is Grayson Rodriguez, who I absolutely love. I might just forget this stuff and just go straight to I might just go straight to who's the pitcher? Grayson Rodriguez. But before I do that, let's just take our time really quick. Make sure we're making the right decision. Oh, see, I told you all the relief pitchers were going to be gone. So now I gotta. Now I'm up against the eight ball. I feel like I gotta draft this relief pitcher too. But you know, as you know, Angel, or maybe you don't know, but saves are worth 10 points. But so are pitching
Oh
ones.
wow.
They're worth 10 points as well. So it's anything goes. Suarez is available. Tanner Bivey is a safe floor young guy. Tristan Cassis, he's probably going to be gone after this. I feel like the smart thing to do is to get Robert Suarez and his 29 saves and save face in that slot. So let's go. That's a good spot. I like pitching. I like picking my relief pitcher after I have picked my three starting pitchers already in a format like this where we don't differentiate between starting pitcher and relief pitcher. So
Makes
it
sense.
it's just the way I drew it up, right? The problem is now the pickings are slim after that. So I want to get at least two or three relief pitchers, but in points leagues, you want to make sure that those guys right off the bat actually qualify or actually in line to get that closer position for the respective teams. Otherwise, you risk getting a bunch of guys. Unless you play in a holds league, right? Unless you play in a holds league, then it's okay. You hear what I'm saying there?
Yeah, yeah.
If you play in a holds league, then that's fine. But I don't even know how the holds leagues work in terms of points. Is it 5 points, 7 points, 10 points? I have no idea. And I'm just adding some more guys to my util slot. Um, oh, I love Jack Flaherty. When in doubt, grab a pitcher, right? And there's Tanner
Mhm.
Scott, who I love, but again, he's not in line to get that closer's position. If we were in a categories league, I'd definitely get him, like without hesitation. But in a points league, I do hesitate. So I'm gonna go with Tristan Cassis. I've been waiting long enough. He just fell to my lap. So I thank the bots for not drafting him. I'm still missing a catcher. I keep forgetting to include a catcher, I'll be honest. Just to be honest, I keep forgetting to include a catcher because I don't care. Like I don't like any of these guys. I'll wait till the last possible minute to get a catcher. Um, I might go relief pitcher, but let's see. I like Rodon. I like Wu. So maybe these two guys will be the the folks I consider in that in starting pitcher. But I'm really tempted to get a relief pitcher. But see, this is what scares me off. This is a reach in the 12th round. You gotta wait. Yeah, but you know what happens if you wait? Some other jamoke gets him, and now you're really screwed.
That's true.
So, excuse me. Tovar, I really don't like him in points leagues. Yes, these are impressive projections, but as you can see, I already got my middle infield situated. I should say I don't like him in points leagues in smaller rosters like this one. This is only 22 rosters. And then as you saw, 30 rosters in the league that we were just practicing in. So there's a huge difference. Adolis Garcia, pretty darn good play. You know me, I'm not the biggest Adolis Garcia fan, but the util slot, very intriguing. Very intriguing. Carlos Rodon is available as well, but it sounds like I could wait for him. And I do like Eugenio Suarez and that slot as well. Shoot. All right, let's play it safe. Let's do something wacky. Let's just go with Adolis Garcia. I'm gonna think outside the
There
box
you
here.
go.
Yeah, I don't like him too much. Strikeouts are a thing in my points league, but you know what? I always play it the convention, what I think is a conventional way, and with mixed results. So I'm gonna play it a little differently. So now I really don't even need another offensive player. I can now definitely concentrate on starting pitching now, and I can just pick and choose. Like at the grocery store, I'm at the cereal aisle. I'm just picking and choosing the guys that I like. I'm not even messing around with guys I don't like you say Kikuchi, although I say Kakachi. I don't like Robbie Ray. I like Brandon Pfaadt, but I don't know if I would select them. Zach Eflin, we know what he is. Solid but unspectacular. Jeff Hoffman, Peter Fairbanks. I may just make a judgment call here and get a relief pitcher because, as you saw, Angel, there's a lot of really good starting pitchers there. You saw that with your own
That's
eyes.
true.
So let's get Jeff Hoffman. and hope that he wins that Blue Jays closer's role. And let's also get Christopher Sanchez. As you see, I'm not even bothering with the cheat sheets at this point. I'll, but now we have to because all my players got sucked up. Shit. All right. Catchers, there's a lot of catchers still left. Carlos Estevez. Oh, wait, I didn't realize there was a competition going there. Mm. Yeah, I think I'm done with relief pitchers because, yeah, if you're getting a guy, you're basically guessing as to who the closer is going to be with the Royals.
Yeah.
We already talked about the Dodger situation. And then Justin Martinez, I know you got excited when you mentioned him, but this is the guy I'm excited for is AJ Pook,
Mm,
but not in a points league, and definitely not if he's going to be not named the closer. Although it would be a nice speculative pick at the end, but we'll see how I go. What Ryan Pepio, I love. I guess I can go with these other guys as well, but I think Pepio is the way to go here. I don't need another offensive player. I got plenty because all my, as you see, oh, a catcher, but I'm willing to wait a catcher. But all my other slots are already filled out, so I don't need to worry about it. So now I can just pick and choose like at the grocery store. I love Ryan Pepio. I get him in every single one of my mock drafts, and now I have completed my seven pitching rotation. And once again, it's forcing me to choose between Nick Pivetta and Taj Bradley. No, oh, there's Ezekiel Tovar. Um, so who's available at catcher really quick? When in doubt, Angel. When in doubt, just get Austin Wells. This is how I drew it
that's
up.
true.
Now, obviously, this is a simulation. It's not always going to work the way we're doing it here, but this is why I don't sweat the catching position because you got an Austin Wells who's being undervalued across the board. Now it's time to play some depth issues. Let's find out what we have and don't have. I guess I can go for another shortstop because I don't always trust O'Neill Cruz. Another first baseman because Tristan Cassis is a little murky. Junior Caminero could use a backup. I already have two right fielders, three right fielders if you include Jackson Cherio. So maybe I'll look for a center fielder and a left fielder. And you can never have enough starting pitching in a points league. So I think I'm only gonna add AJ Pook. If I get him, I get him. If I don't, I don't. Any other pitcher that I like here? I will let you pick one. Zach or Nate Ovaldi or Nick Pivetta. Who do you go with to
Hmm.
include in the
Nick
suggestion box?
Pivetta or
Nate Ovaldi.
hmm, I'll go Pivetta.
Okay. And then there's your guy Taj Bradley, and I'll do Nick Lodolo as the upside guy. Uh, we don't need another right fielder because we have Adolis Garcia, Juan Soto, and Jackson Churio. I don't like Tyler O'Neill. Helio Ramos, though, he fits what we're looking for. I said I need another third baseman. Josh Jung might be a thing, and I'll include Matt Shaw as well. I mentioned shortstop, right? That I need another shortstop, and this is the guy to get, Zach Neto. At least I think, and Jackson Holiday as well. Oh, and I said first baseman, Ryan Mountcastle. What does the big board say now? So all my slots are filled out. I mean, how would you go about it? Would you do another starting pitcher, or do you want to? You know what? I'm not even gonna think about it. Forget what I asked. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna go with Zach Neto.
I
Zach
was
Neto
gonna
is
say
a
Zach Neto.
great backup to O'Neill Cruz. That's best case scenario that you could think of right there. In a points league, though, you do want more pitchers than anything else. Not if those pitchers are Nick Pavetta or Nate Eovaldi. So I think I'm gonna hold off a little bit, and I'm gonna get. I love Ryan Mountcastle. I really do coming into the season, and you know me, I'm the biggest Ryan Mountcastle hater out there. But let's go with
Yeah.
Heli. This is almost blasphemous, but let's go with Helio Ramos. And now I have a. I don't need any more outfielders. I don't need another shortstop. I don't need Ozzy Albies. If I have room, maybe, but there's only three more slots to fill out. At this point, do I really need another first baseman? Not really. I'll add Michael Bush, but I'm not expecting to get him. I don't need another third. I think I'm good at third base. I don't need another outfielder. Let's see. Let's add Yovaldi and Clark Schmidt. I still like Lodolo, Yu Darvish, Ronel Blanco, and Jesus Luzardo. Get all the pitchers up to the top 70, And Pook and Joyce are still available, so maybe I'll get Ben Joyce as well. All right. So we have to figure out what we need. We can always use more pitching, but what kind of pitching? Do we go with the old veterans who look like they're tired by the time August rolls around? Um, I mean, there's a bunch of old guys here. Or do I go with some of these high upside 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds like Renault Blanco and Clark Schmidt? Or do I just go relief pitcher and take that speculative pick and AJ Puck? You know what, bro? I think I just answered my own question. Let's go with AJ Puck, even though it's a points league. So, what else we got here? Okay, all that's filled out. All that's filled out. And again, the goal is to get as many pitchers as possible, but we want good pitchers. We don't want just pitchers for the sake of getting pitchers. Uh, do you have any faith in Nick Pivetta? He's now a Padres player, but every time I pick Nick Pivetta, he just leaves a lot to
He
be desired. What do you think?
look, he didn't. Can you change from 2025 projections to
2024?
2024 stats?
Yeah, that's
I do
impressive.
feel I do feel in Boston, that's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I
And now
agree.
he's going to a pitcher-friendly ballpark.
Yeah, because the other guy I was considering was Jesus Luzardo, and he's in a hitter-friendly ballpark. And there's Yu
Yeah,
Darvish, his teammate, who I mean, at this point, he has seen better days. Lodolo's in a hitter-friendly ballpark, and he's as volatile as they come as well. So, all right,
I feel Pavetta.
you talk me into it. Let's go with Nick Pivetta. So that gives us how many pitchers now? Eight starting pitchers, three relief pitchers. Uh, we got a left. We got our outfield set. We got our shortstop set. We can get cute and look for a second baseman to back up Ozzy Albies, but is that really necessary? I don't think so. We can get a backup to maybe get cute and get either a Noel Marte or a Kobe Mayo, but yeah, that might be overkill. I'll add Jeffrey Springs. I do like him, and Ranger Suarez. I don't need a backup catcher. I don't believe in that. And Ben Joyce is still in my suggestion box. So yeah, okay. So here we are again. Ben Joyce, nine saves, our projection, but I don't remember who the closer is, but he can't be better than Ben Joyce for the Angels. The Angels. So again, another
Kelly
long.
Jansen?
Oh, that's ooh, never mind. Yeah, that guy's built like a rock. So there's Jeff Springs, Ranger Suarez. Again, he pitches in a hitter-friendly ballpark, but he had a really good season last year, to my
Yeah, no.
surprise. Um, but let's start from the beginning. There's Clark Schmidt, who the experts are saying you got to draft him now. But Clark Schmidt, when I think about Clark Schmidt, I think relief pitcher, but obviously the Yankees are desperate. Nick Lodolo has probably the most upside here, but he always lets you down. Same thing with Luzardo. Lots of upside, but he always lets you down. And then Jeff Springs, maybe if he was pitching in Oakland, I'd be more giddy about him, but so would everybody else. But he's in Sacramento now. I don't know what to expect. And then there's Ranger Suarez. I guess that's the thing to do is pitcher, right? We got to get a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
And if we do, which one? I think I'm leaning toward Jeffrey Springs. What do you think?
I like Jeffrey Springs, although he was coming out of an injury net last year,
True.
a lengthy one.
Yeah, if not Jeffrey Springs, then
Luzardo
Ranger
also,
Suarez.
yeah, I feel Ranger Suarez has been on the uptrend a
Yeah.
little bit more, and I feel like he can be able to take a big step next year, or if he stays consistent, he can be really good.
Yeah, because he surprised me last year. So what do you think? Springs, Luzardo, Suarez? Who are you leaning towards?
I feel Springs is just if you want to risk, Jeffrey Springs is your guy, but Ranger Suarez is a great pick and
Okay.
safe.
You talk me into it. Talk me into it. And I got one more slot. Again, there's a lot of ways to go about it. I could get cute, get a third baseman. But you know what? Luzardo. That's a lot of Phillies pitchers though. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I will go Jeffrey Springs if you want to now.
Yeah. All right. And that's it. We're done. Let's see what the how Fantasy Pros craps on my team here. Oh, B plus. Did better than you. Yeah, take that. So yeah, and the strategy of going with filling out the hitters as much as possible and waiting to the last possible minute to get all these starting pitchers actually worked out. Um, even as we were drafting as if it were a points league. But fourth overall, fifth for the hitters, 11th for the starting pitchers. But again, it's because I waited too long. But overall pitchers is
Yeah.
eighth, so there's upside there, and the bench is number one. So yeah, number one on the bench. But guess what? All those guys were starting pitchers. So I must. You drafted two players ranked in the top three, Juan Soto and Ozzy Albies. Yay for me. If you would have drafted Kyle Schwarber in the sixth round, your score would have instead of a pitcher, your score would have been slightly significantly higher. It says, I don't believe in Kyle Schwarber. You didn't draft Kyle Schwarber. You weren't even looking in Kyle Schwarber's
No,
direction. Why don't we like
nah.
Kyle Schwarber? What's so bad about Kyle Schwarber?
It's just he's so limited to either first base, which Bryce Harper has to lock down. Outfield, maybe Castellanos.
Yeah,
Could be like, a platoon type thing we in DH with him. I don't feel like outside of DH he's a valuable option. Like
yeah. To me,
playing
he's
left field or playing center field or just right field. And that's maybe I think he's more of a left
yeah,
fielder. So
he's very
like
limited.
yeah, so I don't see the upside on picking a guy that will just be a DH most likely.
Yeah, and he's a one-dimensional player in terms of the power hitters. Now you could come back and say, well,
Yeah.
what about the runs and RBI? Yeah, that's true, but
And
and
also
the,
the OVP too, but it's like he strikes out a lot.
he strikes out, but he makes up for it in walks. So I mean, there's some value
Yeah.
to his game, but do I want to deal with that? No.
No.
Oh, Felipe, I thought you hated batting average. Why you dissing the guy with the low batting average? Because it's to
It's
me.
relevant in a bit, but not to assess a full-time hitter. So
Yeah, and let's quickly go back and see where did Schwarber end up going here in this mock draft, seventh round. All right, so who else would have been available there? I would have preferred James Wood just because he has a well-rounded game. I mean, we were talking about C.J. Abrams, me drafting him, and I decided not. Oh, we're going the other way. Uh, but yeah, C.J. Abrams was there. I drafted Pablo Lopez, um, but I would have preferred Ryan Helsley, Luis Castillo, Alex Bregman, maybe not Willie Adames, but definitely those other guys I mentioned over Kyle Schwarber. And then here, Stephen Kwan, even in the points league, he has value because he has such a good, well-rounded game. Brent Rooker can hit for power and a little bit of average. Marcell Ozuna can hit for power and a little bit of average. The one knock on Marcell Ozuna is he's getting up there in age, and we don't know if last year was a fluke or not because Ozuna is one of the streakier players. One thing I will say about Schwarber is that you know what to expect from him. He's as steady as it comes, even if though he's frustrating. Ozuna, we've seen him like flourish one year, and then the next year he'll just disappear from the earth, right? I would have preferred Josh Naylor over Schwarber, Yanir Diaz over Schwarber, Junior Caminero over Schwarber, Lawrence Butler over Schwarber, Jordan Westberg over Schwarber, Brenton Doyle. He's too much of an unknown commodity for me, and I don't like any of the Rockies players. I don't draft those guys. Rizal Iglesias, Seiya Suzuki, Hunter Green, Will Smith, Mark Vientos. Maybe there's a toss up between Mark Vientos and Kyle Schwarber. But as you can see, I was Schwarber's not even my radar.
even Bellinger.
Even Cody Bellinger, who qualifies everywhere, and again, a more well-rounded game. That's what all I'm looking for. Can you provide me a little bit of everything, or are you just going to provide me home runs and that's it? Empty calorie home runs, empty calorie batting average, empty calorie stolen bases. Those are cool and all, but I, it's better to have Ozzy Albies than Bryce Terang is all I'm saying. Um,
Yeah.
let's go back to the summary really quick and finish up here. I drafted Tristan Casas 2 rounds after his ADP, Zach Neto 3 rounds after his ADP, and Nick Pivetta 2 rounds after the ADP. And I would say that these three guys, you and I got excited when they were still available, when they were available.
Yeah.
So reaches Austin Wells. They don't like Austin Wells. I don't know why. And AJ Puck. Wait, but it's a speculative pick anyway. I'm gonna finish top four in home runs and RBI. And Kelly Kirby of Fantasy Pros likes my draft more than any other expert. I don't know who Kelly. I think I've heard this name before in this past week or so, listening to the podcast. So I'm getting ready to ramp up the research here for this drafts. But there it is. We'll finish with that. So Angel, thank you so much for being a good sport about it and hanging in there with me and just being
Oh,
patient with me doing this.
thank you for your patience on mine too. So
Oh, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. It's been a while since I did one of these, so I don't know when's the next one I'm gonna be able to do. So at least we got this much of a content and this information for people to listen to and get ready for their fantasy baseball drafts upcoming. Last word from you. Go hurry up. I know you got to get going. I got to get going too. But last word from you, my friend. Go ahead.
Hey, always be careful with the injury-prone players and and always draft consistency over upside.
You heard it from Angel. He got an 86 out of 100 in his mock draft. So if anybody knows, it's him. For Angel Morales, I am Felipe Malicio. This has been a Total Basis podcast. We'll see you soon, everybody. Take care.